For mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Mama said I ain't right, got a bad streak a mile long. Oh, my soul is black as night, what feels right is always wrong. Like a hard rain. Ain't no hero, honey, no angel face. Oh, I ain't no saint. Oh, I'm cold as fate. I'm sharp as steel. I slice you through. Too numb to feel, too hard to prove. Oh, I ain't no saint.
Oh, yeah. I fucking love that song.
This
I
is
am
good
so
shit, bro.
glad. I am so glad we picked that for our intro.
Who is we?
The captain over here, myself, and missing tonight, Mr. Artie.
Party Artie.
Yes, AB, the altar boy to the Captain Dildo Man. So, welcome everyone to episode 19 of Shooting the Shite. Unfortunately, you can't catch us on Spotify right now, but you can catch my new podcast, Mental Makeover, on Spotify, with my first episode where I go into the depths of my soul and tell you all sorts of things. I
Did you
have
really
guests.
just plug yourself within the first 2 minutes?
Did you expect anything
That is
less
such a
from me?
McLean thing to do. Yeah, that is so on brand. Jesus Christ.
I mean, to be fair, it's been probably like 10 episodes since I talked about how we were better than Markiplier. So, like, I deserve something for that, right? I do have a couple guests lined up to come on and talk. I'm offering an opportunity to do so anonymously or non-anonymously for people. Anyone who may or may not have seen it. I know David Jones saw it. He actually messaged me last night after listening to my podcast. Surprised me. But
You know what? It doesn't surprise me that he would support you, and certainly doesn't surprise me that he would be interested in your life journeys. You're such a, quite frankly, you are a rather remarkable man.
well, I mean, it's surprising that he was like the first person. Well, he actually so far he's been the only person to do so. But like, I booked with that man long enough to know that he doesn't like to sit and watch anything more than a few minutes long, and that was 25 minutes of me.
Booking,
Yes.
I am waiting. No. I am waiting for this IW Rumble card to come out, and so if you get a chance to talk to David, tell him that his loyal subjects are waiting for that IW Rumble card so we can promo till our fucking ears bleed.
Oh yeah, I did talk to him last year after doing the WrestleCade appearance about being interested in doing some of these other things like the Rumble. Maybe I should remind him of that.
I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a good time to do that because it seems like they obviously are hammering some things out. Because yeah.
I think I would be a great last-minute addition to the Rumble to win it, but it's probably not going to happen because I think Nick White's going to win it and then win the championship.
No, he is actually scheduled to challenge Rocky T at the Rumble. So yeah.
Okay, so he's leaving the Rumble with the championship then.
I love how he's frozen, but we can hear him. I love that.
All of that's
that happens a lot.
hilarious.
So I actually do have a plan tonight. I actually have plans for what to talk about. I know that's so off-brand for me, right? My plan.
If things ever go awry, I can just talk about how great you are. That's always a great option.
That's always true, and it's always something I love and appreciate. There's
I can
nothing
talk about how great I am. However, I could talk about how great I am. However, that would be a rather short conversation. Second of all, look how high, Jen, on a scale of 1 to 10. How high are you?
Me? I don't
Yes,
I don't do that.
What?
I don't do that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how tired are you?
Oh, tired. I thought you said hi. I'm like,
No, I
no,
said
don't
how
do
high.
that.
You look high, but
Oh,
that
okay.
could be mistaken for drowsiness. How tired are you?
It's medication. You
Okay,
know,
okay. So you are
it's
high.
Yes,
oh,
he is.
technically, yes. Good point. It's involuntarily. Like it's not because I want to. I was forced to.
That's okay. You still high off
Josh,
the good
did you
shit.
drug your fucking wife?
Yes.
You sick man. Who's this other dude? He hasn't even said a word yet.
Hey, that is Johnny Rotten,
Are you
and you.
Is he frozen?
I hope
He is
so.
frozen. He is frozen. He is
Yeah.
Uh,
frozen.
Sweet.
Usually the way to fix him is to do this.
Oh,
We can do this so that he stays unfrozen.
please don't.
Why not?
Here, we'll take the black man as far away from the Kiwi as possible, because we
that's
know
that's
the
this is
previous
like
week.
my fantasy right here.
I'm afraid. Typically I would say tell me more, but I'm actually a tad bit afraid to ask about this particular thing.
I mean, there's private messages, you know.
McLean, you said you had plans. Talk about these plans, Mr. Sir.
Well, Ryan was gonna say something and he got rudely interrupted.
Well, I was going to say something too before you asked Jen about her being tired. Going back to when you said you could just talk about how great I am if things go awry. My comment to this, which will make this man very pleased, is there's nothing a white man likes more than hearing a black man tell them how great they are.
That
Oh,
does feel
Oh,
really good. That is a really good feeling.
look, we got Brookie boobies.
What's up, Brooke? We're being racist. You want to chime in?
No, thank you on that. No.
oh,
Look, she's got the camera on tonight. She's in a mood lighting. Um, she's here semi-ish on time. It might be because I reminded her, like she complained that we don't do often.
I had to clear off my table that I have in my room to put my
Oh,
laptop.
oh, there goes the camera. There's the camera's back. But yeah, so the plan for tonight actually is to talk about the upcoming Saudi Arabia show Saturday, Night of Champions. Now, Captain here, in our group chat, you mentioned about a week or two ago about you hope to God that Sami Zayn's not actually going to Saudi Arabia. He is. And I found out why.
Okay,
So,
why? A big
China,
pile of cash?
China managed to do something the United States couldn't do, besides, Corona. But they brokered a bit of a peace between Syria and Saudi Arabia. So he is now welcomed again in Saudi Arabia, as things are peaceful between Syria and Saudi Arabia for the first time in a very long time. Thus, why he is going now. But yes, so that is the plan tonight, is to talk a little bit about that. I have a few things prepared for it. I took the time to find all these, and I think probably the match everyone is most excited about, I'm going to start with first, and that is this one. Gunther versus
Walter.
Positively Ali. Mustafa Ali. I don't know if anyone caught Monday Night Raw. My wife and I did. Ali had a little interview backstage where he was talking about how, like, no one thinks I can win this, this, and like he's talking about it, and Brock Lesnar just walks right by and go ahead, babe, do it.
get a life, kid.
You know, oh, that line that in the Freedom locker room chat, someone made it to a GIF now. So basically, everyone's saving that in their meme folder right now.
I need this, Brooke. I need this. If you want to send,
I'll give
if
it
you
to you.
want
Give
to
me a
send
minute.
that over to me along with maybe I don't know, a nipple pic, that would be
No.
awesome.
No.
Jen and I would appreciate it.
Wait, it's just for science.
No.
Yeah, it's science.
No.
Don't encourage him.
I'm
Completely
not.
off topic, right? I caught Dank After Dark yesterday, and DJB has officially admitted that I am his favorite autist.
Autist.
Yep, autist. Yeah, an individual with autism. An
Solid
autistic.
choice. Solid choice. I think
Uh,
Rockstar beats you by a little bit though.
Rockstar is
Just
not
because he's
autistic.
really about that autistic life, you know.
No,
Rox-
he got Down syndrome.
Yeah, Rockstar has Down syndrome, not autism.
There's a difference.
If
Yeah.
you say so.
One's potato and one's not potato.
McLean, look it in your inbox. I just sent the video for you.
Oh wow, that's a very nice nip. I'm gonna go ahead and send this to my wife too. Hope you don't mind.
Right, that was the whole point.
Get a life, kid. That is fantastic. That is
Um,
absolutely fantastic.
I mean, we know Gunther's gonna win, but
Do we?
it'll
Do we?
yeah, we do. It'll. Oh wait, it is in Saudi Arabia. Interesting.
And,
And,
like-
and he has like a good record in Asavia.
And on top of that, we're going to need somebody to feud with Seth Rollins after he wins
That's
the
it.
World Heavyweight
That's the thing.
Championship.
That's the thing. If Walter is like the monster heel character and Seth Rollins is gonna be the babyface champion, you kind of are they gonna? I mean, I would hope that they have Walter drop the belt when it's ready, when it's time for him to become world champion, not
How-
have him.
However,
Yeah.
there's another thing to consider.
What up?
I had seen something. I thought it was supposed to be this Monday. Maybe it's next Monday. About Randy Orton returning to Raw.
I think it's supposed to be next week, I think.
In which case, Seth Rollins in the middle of a celebration, getting RKO'd out of nowhere. You do need something to legitimize this championship. Like, it has no lineage. There is no
I think-
lineage.
I'll refrain from being like uber negative. I guess you do need something to help the championship. So
They
yeah,
said the exact same thing about that. They said the exact same thing about the Universal Championship when that was new, though. So why don't you
That's why
shut
they
up
put
and
it on
wait until they
Goldberg.
build a lineage?
That's why they ended up putting it on Goldberg.
Where's your bunny suit, you bitch?
Bunny suit? You mean my unicorn suit that I'm wearing?
That's so. Oh, you're wearing it. I'm just gonna go back to being quiet.
But here's the thing, though. I thought Walter's going to be the guy to beat the Hockey Pot Man's record.
I mean, that's probably going to happen. They actually just recently replaced Chris Jericho
Oh yeah, I
with
saw the
Gunther.
photo of that. I saw that.
on the Intercontinental title banner on the WWE website. From now on, I have a reaction programmed and ready for here. When someone says something stupid or anything of that regard, we have this ready.
Get a life, kid.
It's prepared. It's prepared and it's ready.
Did that play the whole thing? Because it cut out at life for me.
Yeah, it
It
played the
just
whole
said
thing.
get a life.
Get a life, kid.
Oh, okay.
That's just beautiful.
yes. Oh my goodness.
That's like my favorite part of the whole thing.
There's like 10 good minutes of WWE programming a week.
I think there's a lot more than that actually lately. Like this past Raw, like some of the matches, in fact, pretty much every match was really fucking good. Fuck, who was it? Bronson Reed was wrestling.
Ricochet.
Oh
Ricochet.
yeah,
That match was beautiful.
yeah.
The way he just stepped up and stepped off, like there was no jump. Like he climbed up to the top rope, and as he's getting there, he doesn't even put his second foot on. He steps one foot and just steps over him. Boom!
Like boom, yeah.
It was beautiful. I fucking love Bronson Reed.
I
gives
enjoy
me
Bronson Reed. Yeah.
he gives me serious but better Vader vibes.
Better Vader.
I'll take Vader. I also get some kind of Bam Bam Bigelow vibes too from him.
Yes. And now the thing is, if I truly believe if Bam Bam Bigelow or Vader were wrestling today, if like they were in this crop of talent, this generation of talent, They'd be doing the same type of shit you see from Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Like they have a little more leeway in their ability to do things as a big guy instead of just being stuck to certain things, like maybe one, like, you know, one kind of cool moonsault here or one kind of cool splash here. Like they do a lot more with it. And but no, I'm really, really big on Bronson Reed.
Woof woof, bitch. Woof woof.
Shinsuke versus Finn Balor on Monday
Oh,
Night Raw.
oh,
Like
that was, yeah. That's
this is like
my jam. Yeah.
Well,
there was
this was the go home show, yeah.
there was a point in time where that was a Japan Dome main event, and there it is on Monday Night Raw for free.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no, yeah, they definitely tried to, you know, pop a rating for the go home show.
Um, Gable and fuck, Otis and Gable
Wait,
against
who was it? Nakamura and who?
Finn Balor.
Balor.
Shut up, Brooke. No one asked you.
You're an ass.
I asked. Telepathically, I asked. Yeah.
Aw.
Jeremiah's like, maybe if I'm nice, she'll show me her boobies. She is white after all.
He even rolls his hands like, yeah.
Yeah, hands up for boobs.
No. I don't need anybody to send me any boobies. I'm okay.
Are you sure? Because I got one right here.
You are the last person I need to send me boobies.
All right, sorry, babe.
Who was the
Jeremiah
first?
says no boobs.
Why'd you take your mask off?
Do you not have audio?
I don't know. Maybe he muted himself.
No, he's not muted. You wouldn't say he's muted.
Well, if he's got like headphones or something on, he maybe like he muted them accidentally.
Do you have a physical mute button on your headphones? I do.
I do.
It's great.
So yeah, you can hear me now, but you can't.
Yeah. Jen has a tendency to leave her mic muted and forget when she goes to talk. I had to correct her on that earlier while we were setting his stuff up. I can't tell. Is he trying to speak?
Yes, he is.
He must feel really bad. He's probably been talking the entire time we've been on, and we haven't even acknowledged him once.
Acknowledge me. Look at this face.
Yeah, well, we can't hear him. Don't know what's going on.
Look at this face. Kind of hard not to when you're in front of the camera.
So then I'm guessing we're all pretty much of the belief that more than likely Gunther's the one winning.
Yes. Unless, well, they could do the hometown. That's not really a WWE thing. Hometown hero. That's not really the.
They did
Mansoor?
a handful of times with
Nonsense! Don't you remember Bret Hart in Montreal? Oh wait.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Shasta Banks in Boston? Oh yeah, wait.
Do you remember Naomi winning her first women's championship in her hometown at WrestleMania?
Did that happen really?
Yeah, it's the first time she ever won the championship.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that. Not very memorable, obviously. Remember when Edge lost the WWE Championship in Toronto?
Yeah, but that was to the Undertaker.
I think he lost it another time to John Cena too.
Well, you might be right.
I
think
think
it-
it happened multiple
TLC
times.
match?
Yo, the TLC match. I think that's the one to see when the only time he got booed out of the building. I remember correctly.
For good reason, because I mean, don't friggin' book me to lose in my home city. Like, what are you doing?
You have to lose in your home city. You have to. It's an unwritten rule.
No.
Honestly, people should lose in their hometown more than they win. The exception being, maybe you forgot, Mustafa Ali picked up a win over Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw in his hometown.
And what is Chad Gable's hometown?
No. Mustafa Ali's hometown.
And his hometown is
Chicago.
Chicago. He's from Illinois.
Yeah. It's funny. He's the guy going to Saudi Arabia, but he's from Chicago.
What about it?
So
Moving
I
on.
could say
Moving
so
on.
many things right now.
All right, second match.
the
Oh, the
World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
AKA
North
the Cover Girl
Kid
match.
Byron, or
She just booted herself, I think.
You should
I-
leave it again.
That
damn,
match.
that was a gorgeous hair sway. Do
Yeah,
that again.
It was.
Use it again.
It was. Hold on.
Tin, 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 tin. Ding,
No, I can't do it.
tin, tin, tin,
You
tin.
got it. I'm gonna make this a highlight on Twitch later.
Ti, ti, ti,
I'm gonna slow mo it,
ti,
and it's gonna be a promotional piece for
You're
episode
getting
20.
clipped and we're using you.
Fuck you.
Don't worry. We are not going to put that clip in the back. We're gonna leave it in the front.
Oh
of the
shit,
box.
that one came back.
I pressed the wrong button.
That's what she said.
Literally, because she just said it.
How fucking dumb are you? What is your IQ? How you pressed the wrong button? What did you press? Did you press the big red X that says leave underneath it?
Because I was messing with a tab, and when I was messing with a tab from a different browser, I accidentally clicked the X on the wrong miniature one.
So you
On my
press on
laptop.
an X, which is always closed.
Yeah, I think she was trying to close a different browser tab, and she closed the wrong one. That's how it sounds.
Russian guy, try reloading into the page. Maybe that'll work.
Or
I don't know, it's
check
worth a shot.
your if you go on the bottom where it shows your microphone and stuff on the screen, you could also check what's picking up your audio. I had to fix mine earlier because it was picking up the webcam audio instead of the headset audio, and that made a huge difference. Alternatively, I could try and turn your volume way up and see if we get you.
Testing. Oh, there
Yep,
we go.
got you.
There's Rob.
Hey, we got Johnny fucking Rodney.
The voice I was expecting to hear out of that head.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What voice,
On audio on.
what voice were you expecting to hear while getting ahead? Because that's what I heard.
I didn't think it was going to be that deep. I like it. It's got a rasp to it.
It's because he's a smoker.
Okay.
So, Johnny Rodden, tell us how you feel about the World Heavyweight Championship match.
I mean, who is in the world?
Seth Rollins
Seth
Yeah,
Rollins.
Seth Rollins,
and AJ Styles.
Oh, damn. That's gonna be a hell of a match. I'm a Seth Rollins guy, but AJ Styles is probably gonna win that one. I mean,
The interesting thing then is what do they do if a SmackDown guy is the Raw World Champion?
exactly.
I heard if someone from SmackDown wins it, they go straight to Raw.
See, that'll be bittersweet because they just reformed the whole AJ Styles, Gallows, Anderson, and so to like break them up immediately would kind of
Well,
be weird.
Doesn't necessarily mean they'd have to break him up. Maybe like he just goes to Raw until he loses the title.
Did you just not say the other two members' names?
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And then Mia Yim.
And Mia
Houston.
Yim. Don't ignore the other two. You fucking racist.
That's three though. That's three though.
Also, they're all Caucasian. How am I? I'm not discriminating.
No, they
Exactly,
are
it's
not.
reverse.
No,
No,
they
Mia
are
Yim
not.
is Filipinos and shit.
She is half
Also,
black and half Asian. She is
I didn't-
Blasian.
You just because you tack her onto the group, it's Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. They've been doing this for 10 plus years. Just because you tack on someone else, don't mean I'm supposed to remember her with the group. I don't.
How can you forget a half sister?
Listen. Everyone, if you just randomly try to make the Punisher an Avenger, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It does because he actually was an Avenger at one point in
He
time in
was
the comics.
Captain America at one point.
Yeah, he fucking even filled in for Captain America.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong person. Deadpool. You can't just make Deadpool.
Deadpool's a fucking Avenger too.
Uh, uh,
You want to go ahead and take that Warlock down, or
What else you got?
wait, when? Hold on, I don't believe this. Last time I checked, Deadpool was never an Avenger because they fucking are serial murderers. How could they be Avengers?
All right, I'm looking it up.
How
Come
many
on.
people do you think Captain America murdered?
There's a difference between a war
Oh, the
kill.
badge, and the criminal. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
look,
it's okay
as a
for
black man, I figured you'd understand. Just because he has that badge-looking shield doesn't
Oh.
mean it's okay for him to kill.
Yeah, it says it right here. Deadpool is a superstar comics film that caused by hot topics across in America, but the Merc with the mouth was also an Avenger.
I didn't understand a word she said, but by the look of your face, I fucking love this moment in time.
Yeah, he was also an Avenger.
Try to see
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So was Luke Cage, Daredevil.
I know fucking Luke Cage. I'm talking about the fucking
Iron Fist.
anti-heroes. I didn't know
Fuck,
they were.
Venom
Yes,
was
I
an
fucking
Avenger at
know
one
Luke
point.
Cage and fucking Iron Fist are fucking Avengers. Yes.
Venom was also an Avenger.
You're just naming random superheroes that are like likely to be
well, he's an
Avengers. I'm not.
anti-hero, FYI.
Venom was also a Guardian of the Galaxy at one point in time,
I think it was an anti.
which actually does make more sense because he's technically from space.
Was it regular Venom or anti Venom?
It was regular Venom.
Okay.
But then there's also Special Agent Venom, who's another whole entity. Fuck, and Venom actually was able to wield Mjolnir in the comics as well.
And the comics is weird.
So Venom's time with the Avengers takes place during Civil War. He was reformed, supposedly, and used along with the pro-registration side to fight against the anti-registration side. One of many villains they reformed and put in the Avengers during that time frame.
Yeah, no one cares.
Including Green Goblin.
Yeah, no one cares.
I hate the aftermath of that whole arc. Is the one more day.
Is which one?
One more day.
Wait,
Where-
when was the Punisher an Avenger?
Hold on, let me find it for you.
Babe, you're blurry.
I'll have to high five it in a minute.
Yeah, no one cares about that. Jen, your high face is
Castle became a member of the Avengers after he proved himself against multiple enemies like the Red Skull and the cosmic being Thanos.
Punisher?
Punisher. Frank Castle.
I don't know, man. Let me see this here.
What are the chances John I cannot say his last name.
Bernthal?
Could be with Avengers and in the in the MCU.
Here, Jeremiah, I'm going to go ahead and send this to you. I took a screen cap for you. Here you go.
And looks like he's gonna come out of the screen any minute.
I'm confused. Like, what the fuck?
Like Samara. So we got sidetracked as I proved to Jeremiah that I am as great as he said he'd talk about me being.
I don't know if Marvel knowledge makes you great.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I use terrible examples because I'm not the most I'm not the biggest comic book nerd. That
So you're not textbook
overthinker. I'm still an
just
overthinker.
textbook.
So Anybody else?
Wow. Okay.
Anybody else with thoughts on Rollins versus Styles?
You know me with AJ I absolutely love him.
Are you saying that you think he's phenomenal?
Phenomenal. Yeah.
I
But
think. Yeah, I just think. Go ahead.
I think Seth is gonna win it.
I I am afraid he probably is too, and I don't want him to.
He's. What do you? Don't be. First of all, don't be afraid because these things are gonna happen. He's gonna win it, and that's it's a formality. They booked him against AJ Styles because that's gonna be a phenomenal match, and who can
Because
give
it's the type of match Saudi Arabia is going to want to pay for.
and who else is gonna give Seth Rollins a better match than AJ Styles? I mean,
Edge.
they just,
Edge.
I don't know. Uh, I think AJ Styles has like Edge is like still like at the tail end of his prime, but AJ Styles is like still like legit in his
I
prime.
still think it would have been funny if he still should have been Seth versus Finn for the title to be a callback for the Universal Championship. And so Finn could finally get a better title run.
Oops.
Oh, hey, look, she made herself center focus.
Sorry. The thing went asleep.
Here's my thought on something there. I wish Finn had beaten Rollins.
Don't we all?
I would have loved to have seen a Finn Balor, AJ Styles match at Saudi. Fuck, I would have been happy with Edge winning over there too and getting Finn versus Edge one last time, and letting Finn get the win this time over Edge, making him the champion again, like with the Universal Championship, but capitalizes the end of it. You know, the Demon Brood thing's done. It's officially 100% the end. They're done. Finn gets the win and establishes himself over the legend, becomes the first champion. I would have loved to have seen that.
Only problem with that is Finn. The only time he's been world champion was being Universal Champion for one night. Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So I mean, you just mentioned they kind of want to have a history for the belt. I mean,
Yeah, and
Seth
if
is
he
kind of
beats
that.
a man who's held 31 championships in the company to become the champion, and if you're using that route, Edge would have been the better bet anyway. Has held significantly more world championships
So yes.
than
So look, Seth is kind of in between where he's not quite as decorated as Edge, but still got more in the tank. He's probably more reliable for whoever. If they want an 8-month run, 10-month run, he's probably more reliable for that. But at the same time, he's got like plenty on his resume. He's got a handful of I think 3 or 4 world championships at this point, and 8 wazillion tag
Whose
team
smoke
championships.
alarm do I keep hearing?
well, I took the batteries out of all of mine.
Sam,
hope-
so please tell me it's the black guy.
No,
What
yeah,
was the
definitely
question?
No,
not.
That
I
would
think
be so.
I think it's rotten.
Is it,
Wait.
is it Lenore?
It's
you
not me. I don't have a smoke alarm.
Can't be. She's
I think it's the guy who's got monster drinking Kyle holes in his wall. But when he leans back, if you look to the side of him, there's what looks like a fist hole in his wall. See it?
Oh shit!
It's either a fist or a child's head.
No, yeah,
Or
they
both.
definitely got into a crazy ass fight
I
over
don't
there.
know. These were already here when I moved in.
oh, likely story.
Rotten, I have a great
I'll
new
make
gimmick
this one
idea
big.
for you.
I throw myself under the bed.
I have a great new gimmick idea for you on the EFED term.
What's that?
This is going to sound potentially offensive, but this is me.
This
So
local
you know,
clan's fucking
so
leader.
you know how that goes. You take your general overall look, right? You make it a little like dirtier, grimier, and you go the full white trash. You play like the full white trash, like
Hobo Joe, basically.
yes and no. Thinking more like
Ricky Pichotti.
like the I can't even think of the right. I'm high though, so I have this
Good.
image. It's like, have you ever watched the show Shameless?
Yeah, I watched that.
All right, type, that kind,
Oh, you mean like Frank?
or lip,
Oh yeah, there you go.
like
Yeah,
lip, like
Oh,
or
I thought
Carl.
you meant Mickey's dad, because white trash, racist. Maybe I put racist in there.
Well, I mean, racist and white trash often goes together, but it's not exclusive.
Fuck that show.
But like something like that, I picture like that type of
Fuck that
thing.
show. That's a good show.
Yeah,
It is.
whenever a show gets on my, I get in the fields or whatever. I said it's terrible.
Yeah, I recently introduced her to ABC's drama that just concluded, A Million Little Things, and I'm like on the final season, and her and I together are only in episode 3 of the whole series, and already 3 episodes, and she's like, "Fuck this show! I hate this show."
I hate it. What do you think? I hate this. Fuck this show.
This show has legitimately made both of us bawl our eyes out at different times. But so yeah, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. I hope to God Seth Rollins doesn't win. I fucking hate Seth Rollins. He's a racist.
You're a racist.
Yes, I
Who's the
am.
next match?
Jeremiah's like, I don't want to
Jeremiah
talk about
says,
racist stuff.
moving on.
Well, babe, can someone do me a favor? Anybody?
¿Qué pasó?
I need somebody to say
No.
something. I need somebody to say something incredibly stupid.
The earth is flat.
That's Lenore.
Get a life, kid.
Look at this face.
Look at this face.
So, question: we've seen 2 so far. This is our second of the 3 build main events. Who is the main event of the night?
Wouldn't it be Seth Rollins and AJ because of the title?
Well, maybe not.
Is that the main event?
No.
There's 3. They say they're advertising as 3 main events.
I doubt the Brock match. Typically, Brock, he does his 5 minutes in Saudi Arabia and gets back on the plane. So,
But Cody Rhodes is also in this match, and they've very deliberately been putting him the main event.
I
God.
think they're gonna have a great 5 to 8 minute match with a lot of drama because Cody
He's
Rhodes
like,
he knows how to
oh,
keep it.
gotta go.
Yeah. Brock ain't
Slap.
playing.
Okay, bye-bye.
Who do we think's winning this?
Lesnar.
I think Brock. They're gonna
Lesnar
continue that storyline.
does not have very good luck overseas. Clash of the Castle, he lost to Bobby Lashley.
Triple H will interfere and it'll be a DQ or a no contest.
Brock Lesnar lost the last time he competed in Saudi Arabia to Roman Reigns inside of a steel cage.
But he's won in Saudi Arabia for friggin'
Is it because he's like super white?
no, he squashed Ricochet in Saudi Arabia that 1 year.
Was that in Saudi?
Yeah, that was in Saudi when they were like, yeah, when Ricochet had the world title match and he lost in like 5 seconds. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
he literally just like jumped on his back and got F5 like boom.
Oh, wait a minute. I might have gotten this wrong. Okay, so that's right. I'm thinking of it in reverse. Okay, so Lesnar's actually only lost 1 match in Saudi Arabia to Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship match at Crown Jewel of 2021.
Yeah,
I forgot they had the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. The 2022 Elimination Chamber was in Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar defeated Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Riddle, and Seth freaking Rollins for the WWE Championship. He defeated Cain Velasquez, Ricochet, and Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman at different times in Saudi Arabia. Huh. But then he lost to Bobby Lashley.
All signs point toward a Brock win, getting his win back, and setting up the rubber match with Cody to finally, vanquish the villain and move on to whatever. I mean, who knows what he's gonna
Coincidentally,
do?
this would be only Cody's second loss since coming back to WWE.
Yes, it would.
His first was against Roman.
Yes, it was.
Coincidentally, I think Saudi Arabia will see another person taking their second loss.
Who's that?
That's going to be in the third main event, Solo Sikoa. His first loss and only loss was against Roman Reigns.
You mean Solo?
Yeah, so against Cody. That was his
Yes,
first
yes.
only loss against Cody.
Right before
Solos.
Mania. Yeah.
Yep. Fucking Captain's over here on Twitch talking about how much he loves himself. I love the Captain. He's the
Entire
best.
wire. Entire rewire.
Entire rewire.
It's not me. It's definitely not me.
We
So,
definitely know who's winning this tag match. Actually, I'll take that back. Actually, no, yeah, we definitely know who's winning that tag match. Zayn and Owens, of course, because Roman already isn't here, so why would you put more belts on him?
Oh
So
shit, my bad. I clicked that accidentally. I mean, I actually, on the belt side, I was talking to my wife the other night watching Monday Night Raw. And since, wrestling's full of ideas people take from other places, I don't have a problem with this. And there was one a long time ago. I was talking about how I would love to see a return of the 6-man tag championship.
You can see those. They're on AEW, and the House of
Nope.
Black currently has them.
They are not the 6-man tag championships. Those are the trio championships.
What's the ones in ROH called?
Although I think those might be 6-man too. But there was an old WWF championship, the 6-man championship, before ROH or AEW even existed, as well as an old WCW one that is owned by WWE at this point. Oh, now Endeavor. I mean, they kind of had him first. The only people that had him beat was Japan. And maybe Mexico. I think AAA had a Trios championship back then, too. But if you look at the way the roster is built right now, right, you have the OC with Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. You have Judgment Day with Baylor, Priest, Mysterio, Dominic. You have LWO. You have all these groups and factions the Bloodline, that could very easily compete in 6-man tag action, which would allow you on the nights or the weeks that you need an extra boost in ratings to bring over somebody from another show, but to do so sparingly, because this would be a cross-brand championship like the women's tag titles. They could even wrestle in NXT. So, like, if you're not doing anything with a major roster person, you got some NXT talents down there working. You have enough groups and factions down there, too. I'm just saying.
Is there any other matches to talk about?
Yes, there's a few more.
are you enjoying this conversation or no?
I'm so fucking high.
Definitely looks it, yeah.
Choo choo.
So, everyone's thinking the same thing on this?
Yep.
Anybody with a dissenting opinion? How do you guys see it happening? Anything you'd like to see from it?
I mean, Solo, quote unquote, costing them the match, and it'll be a situation where like Roman can blame Solo. So yeah.
I've read rumors of a Uso face turn on the mat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think the Usos are gonna pretty much screw them over, and it'll be Zayn and Owens.
I'm thinking no matter what
Will
happens,
it only be one of the Usos that shows up though? Because the other one can't travel around because of all of his drunk driving arrests.
from what I understand, he is able to again.
Sweet.
But looking at it, it wouldn't obviously make sense for Roman and Solo to win the titles. But they've been hinting at this disintegration of the bloodline now for quite some time. And this could very easily be the catalyst for it. But then I question, if that's the case, then what's the Roman storyline going forward after that? Is he supposed to feud with Jey Uso again, Jimmy Uso?
He's gonna go into hiding. You're gonna find him in the cave, say, "My precious." I don't know.
That'd be my precious is, because there's two of them. Two titles.
This is true.
Give it a moment. Jesus.
I'm
So
fighting the medication.
So since I never really finished here, I just want to also clarify: did
That's what
everyone
she
think the
said.
same thing on this?
Yes. We feel like Brock's taking that.
I think
Set up the
Cody's
rubber
taking
match.
it.
The captain think Cody's taking it.
I just want him to because he's fighting the injury with the arm and all that shit. I just want to see him win it.
That's another thing. They just gave him an out, so no, he's not winning. They already gave him a friggin' excuse. So
But we've seen him come with massive, fucking horrible looking injury and beat someone before when he beat Seth Rollins with that.
Seth Rollins is not Brock Lesnar.
No, you're right. Seth Rollins has a winning record against Brock Lesnar, not the other way around.
Okay. Does Seth Rollins have a ring record against Cody?
No. But
Okay, after
Seth Rollins has a winning record over Brock Lesnar. And Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins injured. So why wouldn't it be possible for him to beat the same man that was beaten more times by the man he already beat injured while injured?
Because it's WWE and they don't actually think that fucking far to him.
Well, also Styles make fights. Friggin', I think Frazier beat, or Foreman beat Ali, then Frazier beat Foreman, then Ali beat Frazier. Or who like, I mean, it's friggin', it's not like just because you beat him doesn't mean you're gonna beat him better or whatever. It's like you're all individuals. It's all throw it out the window.
This is true, but at the same time, when you're looking at it from an odds factor, or trying to break it down statistically for this sake, you're going to look at these things this way. Now, boxing makes it a little bit of a different situation, because yes, in that case, styles do differ. But can you really say that Cody Rhodes' style is all that much different from Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
they both use a handful of springboard style and high fly maneuvers with a solid solid ground base, and they both use the fucking pedigree.
They do both have a combination of mad and athletic kind of style. I think now that you mention it, they are like really similar. They both have like crazy endurance. Shit.
There really isn't much of a difference between the two.
In ring, there isn't much of a difference. Their personalities are drastically different. But
they're even about the same height. They have about roughly the same reach. Boxing, that's a different story. Like you have someone like Frazier, someone like Foreman, someone like Ali. They all have different reaches, which is a big important thing when you're boxing.
To make it super simple, friggin' Rocky and Apollo Creed were close to the same. Friggin' Drago beat fucking Creed to death, and Rocky beat Drago. So
Creed was coming off of a close fight that everyone believed he should have just won against Rocky, and lost going in too cocky against I can never pronounce his name right, so just say Ivan. Rocky knew what he was capable of, trained extra hard, ate his prayers, said his vitamins, and came out on top over the Russian.
And okay, yeah. Yeah, whatever. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think the captain said it best. It's fucking WWE. They don't need continuity.
Yes, but the captain also says Cody Rhodes. So
Well, yeah, they don't need continuity. They don't
I
need
love how
continuity.
he's currently frozen with the bowl in his mouth.
Of all the ways to get frozen, that's it.
Am I really?
You
Yes.
were, yeah. I
You
just
were.
clicked you. Just in case
That
anyone
is
from Instagram
beautiful,
pops
and it
in.
looks like a cracked fucking pipe now. That is a gorgeous. Oh,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Bro, I love the fact that like Jen is the highest out of all of us. She is so.
Oh, I am fighting the medication big time. Like my eyes are closing. Uh, I
Well,
like.
then,
I just had a. I just opened a Dr Pepper because I'm more is more likely to keep me awake. But this medication knocks me out. I'm talking to him 1 second, and the other I'm
what is
out.
the medication called?
I take
it's
quetiapine.
I
once you
take
get
that
like
too.
that,
That shit'll put you down.
I take quetiapine and sertraline, which like that's the off brand of
Zoloft.
Zoloft.
So,
Yeah,
yep, I take quetiapine.
yeah, those two.
That's an antipsychotic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's potential, you know, bipolar. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the way to live.
Because
Jeremiah.
they're hot and you're cold. You're dancing, you're no.
Is that Katy Perry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all
Just like-
scream, "Hey, puppy!" Hey, mommy. Mexican people.
You should see the number of slurs he has for your people and the list of slurs he's sent this week that he wants to use on air. I swear there's like 20 or 30 fucking different ones.
It's a couple.
And at least
Bina,
6 of
we're
them are
back.
from Mexican.
Let's see. The only ones I know for my people are wetbacks, beaner, butterhopper. She's
Illegal
illegal, alien.
farm worker,
Yeah.
Floridian backbone of the agricultural industry.
Brownie was a new one for me. Obviously, like when I got to the States, no English. Once I started learning, I got used to the more common ones as like wetback, butterhopper, things like
Get a life, kid.
I'm sorry, but it just
There's
felt
no
funny
need
to
for
do
that.
that right there.
There's no need for that.
I'm sorry, but that just felt like a funny time to do that as you're listening off these.
You know how easy it is for me to forget.
I know.
I just know like we're married because I have to. I look at our marriage certificate. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I that's why I was very heavily.
Yeah,
stressed
you're
into
married,
very
which
lucky.
means if you hit him, the cops will still take him away. Go beat him up.
You got to remember, I'm white and she's brown, so that might not go that way.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
brown.
but there's kids in the house, so you're double fucked.
Dios mío.
But can you do me a favor and say that one that you learned when you got to the States one more time,
No,
please,
no.
please,
What is it?
Let me say it in Spanish. No.
please.
What is it?
It's my segue. Please, I
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
It's the same term for a delectable chocolatey dessert.
Brownie.
Usually. Speaking of, next up,
No. You've piqued my interest because we're talking about racist stuff now. So I'm fully invested in this conversation. What is the
it's
racist
perfect.
term?
We
I need
have-
to hear it.
we have an Asian versus a black woman. You can be super racist here. Like,
Yeah, but neither of them are Mexican, and that's what we're talking about right now. What's the word?
Brownie.
Brownie.
That's the
Uh,
one I learned when I was about 15. I got to States when I was 12 and a half. It took me about a year, less than a year to learn English. Believe it or not, I had no accent back then. Um, and out of all people, a fellow Latino called me pinche brownie. And I'm like, what? And that was a new one. But I was telling my husband that up until I moved to Rome, I never faced racism from anyone but Latinos. My fellow Latinos would be racist against me.
Hmm.
Isn't that ironic?
Very much so.
Yep. When my now 10-year-old was about a year and a half. Now, Darcy, that's her name. She's very light skinned. Her biological father is Caucasian. And, she's a year and a half. And she's called me mommy. There was a fellow Latina woman next to me. She was looking at Darcy. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I'm like, thank you. How old is she? A year and a half, you know. And, for those that don't know, that's usually how it happens. And then she's like, mommy's gibberish, gibberish. She's like, oh, she calls you mommy. I'm like, yeah. Her mom doesn't get mad. And I'm like, I'm her mom. I thought you were her
oh,
babysitter. And this woman was a fellow Latina because both of us were speaking Spanish.
It would have
Wow.
been
So yeah.
funnier. It would have been funnier had you replied with, "No, I actually prefer if she calls me mom."
The other
Or like,
one,
yeah, I do. I prefer if she called me mom instead of mommy. It seems too Spanish, too Mexican, you know.
when Darcy's dad and I we weren't together, but we were at the store together, if that makes sense. We were doing some shopping, and a lady kept staring at Darcy and Michael. That's his name. Michael had gone off, done something. I was with the shopping cart. He comes back with a few things and puts it in the cart. And this lady, to my face in Spanish, says, "Oh, is that her dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay. No wonder she's cute." Yep. I was told that by a fellow Latina woman that my daughter is cute because she looks like she was as white as her dad. So it wasn't until I moved out here to Rome, New York, that I got told to go back to Mexico
so
more than
lighter
once.
skin is lighter skin is better.
Uh,
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna say Mexico as a whole or Latinos or Hispanics as a whole, but in the environment I grew up in, light skin. Even if you're a Latino with light skin, you are beautiful. You are better because you have the light skin. You're not a prieto, a negro, a moreno. You're not any of that because those are so common, and light skin is not common.
To be fair, black people went through a similar thing in America for a long time too, where it was classified the lighter skin they were, the better looking they were. Um,
Somebody broke it down to me a long time ago. Because when I remind everyone, I have a really bad memory for many things that I did in my youth and that happened in my youth, and I'm also under the influence of two medications. So forgive me. Um, somebody broken down to me that in most cultures, no matter whether you're Latino, et cetera, the light skinned people are considered better. And then they explain it to me with anime, because and specifically with Dragon Ball, specifically with Goku, he went from having black hair and he was strong, but he went even stronger with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. So even that are implying that blonde hair and blue eyes are better than a black hair with
That's
dark eyes.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting that like, cause especially like, that's not just like for Dragon Ball. I feel like even for like in Inuyasha
Naruto.
when, well, I was gonna say in Inuyasha when he fucking like transforms and stuff.
He has the white hair, and yep.
So it's
Oh my
like
god, his brother. He's my guy. He's my guy. Sashimaru.
you
That's
can't
my.
fucking see my fucking screensaver, can you?
No, I can't see it.
Fuck,
But yeah,
fuck,
no, that's
fuck.
my guy. Like Sashimaru. That yeah, that's yeah.
That is
That's
hands down. That might first of all, he's my favorite anime character easily, but he's one of my favorite like characters in the history of motion picture. I love him so much.
but yeah, even Inuyasha, when he is full on white hair, like white, it feels like they shove it down your throat. Like so, I
Oh,
don't know if it's a cultural thing or not. But go ahead.
I actually there's a hip hop artist who rapped in the '90s, and he has like a song where he's talking about how like light skinned girls think they're like better or whatever, but like the dark skinned girls are like better because they're like more down to earth or whatever. But so yeah, that is like a debate. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, and it's a thing. So yeah, and when the little bit I remember of in my life in Mexico, uh, I never I never had saw skin color except for one girl. She was the only one in class that had green eyes and really light skin. And then I did stare at her because it was something very uncommon. And she started saying that she was Spaniard, like Spanish from Spain, that she was not Mexican. And then we met her parents, and we kind of told them, kids are kids. And her parents looked at me. Now her parents are as dark as me, and they're like, "We're from here." Like, oh, they're scolding her in the middle of the class, but yeah, she was saying, "Oh, I'm not even Mexican." So there's that's the only thing I can remember in my when it comes to ethnicity. I really don't like to say races because it's one race, but when it comes to ethnicities, like usually the people think that light skinned people are a little bit more superior, or in some cases, the light skinned people think they're superior for being light skinned.
There was a real
Ah,
cool
as
cat
a
back
as
in
an
the.
extremely white man, I just would like to say that I don't mind an extra pump of coffee in my woman. Let's get it a little bit mocha for sure.
And all what was I gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say there was a pretty cool cat back in the '40s that taught that philosophy too. You may know him. His name was Adolf.
That's definitely not what I was gonna say.
Cool
Wow.
cat.
Uh,
I I don't know why I thought you were gonna talk about Felix the cat.
Because K, that's why.
uh, fuck. Uh, oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's funny that for white people they all try to get tanner, but for other,
Yep, it's one of those things that uh I don't want to like I see so much of this, especially with cosplayers that they get like the dark skin. Yeah, I love I follow a lot of pages with the of the black community that do cosplays. I love like the first I always thought little as I was growing up, I always wanted to dress up as Sailor Mars. And the only reason why I wanted her was because she was the only one with black hair. But I wanted to be Sailor Moon, but I couldn't. She's blonde with blue eyes and light skin. And in my head, in my 6, 7 year old mind, I could potentially be Mars. Just I have dark skin, but she still has
Why
the dark
couldn't you though?
eyes because that was the mentality back then. And the first time I ever saw a black, I'm sorry, a black Sailor Moon, I was like, I spent my whole life not dressing like Sally or whoever because I thought I couldn't. And here's this beautiful, beautiful black woman with her black braids, a Sailor Moon with the outfit, and I'm like, wow. So when my daughter at the time she was like 5, she told me she wanted to dress up like Sailor Venus. Sailor Venus is also another blonde with blue eyes. She said, but I'm going to need a wig. The first thing I did was find that picture that I saw of this black Sailor Moon. And I'm like, do you see anything wrong with this? And she said, no. That's who does she look like? She said Sailor Moon, but she doesn't have the blonde hair or the blue eyes. I told her, and she said, but she looks like Sailor Moon. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have the blonde hair nor the blue eyes, but you still can dress like Sailor Venus. So
Still,
yeah,
yeah, it's a character. Of course, you can dress up.
exactly. So like when it comes to like even animes, and not just animes, cosplaying as a whole, people criticize that the dark skinned people because they are cosplaying a light skinned character, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Piccolo is freaking green, so no one can cosplay him.
Well, I think a
Piccolo
black
is
person
black,
could.
man. Piccolo is
Yeah,
definitely black.
he is. Well, I don't, and
The
that's the funny
entire
thing.
Namekian race.
Here's a thought for you. Okay, he is a black man, right, raising a white man's child.
Did he? How did he
Gohan,
raised he raised them? He
In
raised them.
Goku's defense, he was dead for a little bit of it.
just a little bit.
He was dead for several years.
So
And
you're
did,
saying
He
Goku
was
was a
even he even
deadbeat
took
dad?
over Pam. He even took over Pam. Come on, like
well, again, raised, trained them versus like trained them for one battle
he,
versus raised them. He
he
didn't
left him
raise
on
them.
top of a fucking mountain
Where,
for an entire night.
where was he? Where was
Everything
he?
Gohan learned about being a man, he learned from Piccolo, not Goku.
No. If I was Goku, I'd be pissed off if I came back. Remember in the Buu saga when they came back, when Goku came back and they had to fight Deborah, and like, okay, Goku and Vegeta are standing there watching Gohan fight Deborah, and they're like, we could have easily beat this motherfucker, but he rusty because he been in school and shit. So where was Piccolo then when he was fucking just in high school studying
was
books and
he
shit
turned
instead
to
of
stone yet at that point?
I don't remember. I'm having I know what you're talking about, and I'm trying to remember what happened. Ah,
Because Piccolo and Krillin get turned to stone at one point, don't they? Did
that
they happen
was
before
I think that
this?
was I think that was right after they got turned to stone. Yeah.
So he
So
was turned to
that's where
stone.
he
That's
was.
where he fucking was. What do you mean?
Oh no! Where was he during those several years where he was like falling off of his training
Letting
so
Chi
that
Chi be his goddamn mother? What?
You mean when his
so you mean Chi
mother?
Chi raised him and not Piccolo raising him?
Why
No,
he
Chi
raised
Chi
him
didn't
for his
raise him.
childhood?
Chi Chi sent him to school. She didn't raise
wasn't
him.
it a whole
He
year before
raised
the
him.
Saiyans came? Wasn't
If
a whole year? Or am I
The Cell
mistaking
games.
it with the androids?
I think it was a year leading up to the androids, but the Cell games came right after that.
No, but I'm talking about the whole thing with the Saiyans when we meet Radix, and we know that the Vegeta and Nappa are
oh
gonna
shit,
come.
I
Wasn't
think
a
that
whole
was
year?
I think that was a year too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it takes a year for some people to, completely change somebody's life. Just like a minute. In a minute, you're here, and the other you're not. So,
Eh, if if if
eh, eh.
if a mother lover was in my life for a good year, okay, I appreciate you for that year, but nigga, you didn't raise me.
All right, let me ask you this: what male figure was most influential in Gohan's life? Do you want me to say Piccolo for you, or are you going to say it?
Is
What,
it Piccolo
dog?
or Pam? Is it
No, Pam is his kid. It's
I forgot it.
Gohan's kid,
What's his wife's name again?
Videl.
Chi Chi.
Videl?
Videl.
Adele.
But
Videl's is
Videl's not a man.
Gohan's wife.
Yeah, she's not a man.
Chi, which means boob in Spanish,
Oh,
is
And
Goku's
Chitona,
and her name in
Chitona can be big boobs.
and in Spanish, in Spanish, at least in Mexico Spanish, her name is Milk. So in English, her name is Chichi, which means boob in Spanish, and in Mexico, her name is Milk.
that's
Leche
Leche,
por chichis.
uh,
Leche,
leche de
leche,
chichi.
leche para chichonas.
I think the Dr. Pepper help. I can open my eyes a little bit more. I look chinky.
Wow, and that's a perfect
Oh,
segment to
that's a
get back.
racist word to say right there. My
I
goodness.
forgot all about this shit.
Lock her up. Send her back to Mexico.
I forgot all about this friggin' Night of Champion shit. I forgot all
I,
about it.
I didn't. I've been trying to get back there since the brownie segue, but
Oh,
Why? Why?
No.
so
But
yeah,
now
one more
back to this.
time.
Back to this. Yeah. Well. This we're still on topic because
Brownies and Mexicans.
It's still racist. That's why I try to tell you, like it's racist. It's an Asian woman and a black woman. Like you,
well this is just I'm not gonna listen
I
when it
just hope
comes to
Oscar probably wins the title. That's all I'm
she
hoping
won't.
for.
she won't I
She's
appreciate
not.
that, Brooke. I appreciate you trying to actually talk about wrestling. I love you.
I
Now
think it's
this
time
Piccolo
for her to
situation.
do.
What's
So
that? Somebody said something.
Brooke said something.
Oh,
I just want her to just win it. It's time for a new champion.
well, yeah
no,
we all want Oscar to
she's
win it.
Bianca's not losing.
Yeah, you know how WWE is. Now this whole Piccolo situation. Now when Go when Go when Gohan was born, he obviously when he was first born, his first few years he was with Goku, right? Boom. Okay.
Fuck off.
4. When Goku got killed, he was 4.
So boom. That 1 year. So boom. That 1 year when Goku was gone and he was being trained by Piccolo. Okay, cool. Now they reunite on Namek when Goku comes back to life after that year, and so they're together. And
And
They
then
don't
Goku
then
though.
disappears again.
how long? How long is that time frame when the battle on Namek to when Goku
A
returns?
year because they're able to resurrect Krillin by then.
Boom. So boom. Perfect. So that's 2 years
So
compared to four
Goku
years.
so Goku sees Gohan for about 5 minutes and then takes off to another planet. They could easily come home from any time, but he decides to hang out there and learn
You
new
forgetting
techniques.
about you forgetting about the full 4 years of this man's life before any Saiyan drama. He needed that time. He
You
needed to
mean
stay.
those 4 years that Goku spent his entire time training and not with Gohan?
How can you
Well,
confirm
he
this?
randomly, like, nobody knew that Goku had a kid until he brought him to the Kame house. No one knew. Like, he randomly appears and he's hiding behind him, and you have a kid, and it's been 4 years. Like,
And
My
he's
man
been
was
there
living.
training.
No, he was living
yeah, I think he was being a house, like like a regular human, I suppose would be
Thank
the.
you, thank you. That he was definitely focused on the family for those first few years, and then
And I think that's like
And then just never went back after he left.
I think and
He went for a
I'm gonna get to
carton of
that. I'm gonna get to that.
Namekian.
Go ahead,
He
Jen.
went
I'm
for
gonna
a
get to that. But
carton
go
of
ahead, Jen.
Namekian cigarettes and a gallon of senzu milk, and then just pieced.
um what I think is with the whole thing in Dragon Ball. Now I haven't seen it in a really long time.
None of us have.
I'm a Dragon Ball person. Dragon Ball Z, I did watch, but I'm Goku with the tail and the cloud, and that I forget the name of, and the
Nimbus.
stick, yeah, the
Nimbus, yes.
Nimbus and the the stick. That's me. The tournaments. That's I can talk about that day and night because I remember that by heart. I grew up with that. That was that Goku was my best friend when no one was there. So
Aw.
yeah, the RR, the what
But
is it?
Vegeta's cooler.
La Patrulla Roja. What was I see in everything I remember is in Spanish because I saw it in Spanish. La Patrulla Roja. It was their like the biggest nemesis. The red. I don't
Red
remember.
Ribbon Army.
Red Army.
Yes. Thank you. They were that's my thing. And but no, not now watching because I actually started watching Naruto a few years ago before my husband and I got together, but then I stopped. I'm rewatching it again, and the things about Naruto and Dragon Ball is that Naruto you see kind of like everyday family bondings, friendships. Dragon Ball doesn't really have that, as far as I know. I don't know Super. I actually did watch GT, and like they had like little special episodes where they had a party and things like that, but there was nothing that
There's
a show like Naruto gives, or even Demon Slayer does. Those moments when you're eating and fighting and things like, or One Piece. And I think that's why a lot of people are like, oh, Piccolo was the actual father, like that. He's not the stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up, like things like that. But we don't have those moments in between what happened in the 4 years that go between um Dragon Ball ended and then Dragon Ball Z started. That's when we meet Gohan. And they don't show what happened in that time frame, the pregnancy, the when he's a baby, things like that. They don't even, as far as I know, they don't even do flashbacks. The only time I remember a flashback was when they show Goku falling out of Son Gohan's little basket, cracking his head, and that's why he stopped being evil. That's why he didn't destroy planet Earth. But nothing like that when when Gohan was a baby, or when Goten was a baby, none of that. So I think that's why arguments like, oh yeah, Piccolo was like actually raised them, things like that, can people could argue because we don't have those moments. But if we get technical, I mean, yeah, I think yes, Piccolo was very influential, but I don't think he's he raised them, he influenced them a lot
yeah.
because
Uh,
Goku wasn't there.
yeah, and I feel like Josh, you're like vintage, like what's the word I'm looking for here? Like vintage, just like what's the word I'm looking for? Irritant. Like you know it's like a controversial thing, so that's why you're like pushing it. But friggin' if like seriously though, like if he like your father, if you like okay, I'm a fighter. I've been fighting on Earth all these years. Now all of a sudden there's these people out in space and shit, and they're like exponentially stronger than I ever imagined. I probably should learn some special moves for some more people from space, and before I come back. So like yeah,
Or maybe I should, stay home and spend some time with my kids just in case this is something even I can't defeat. I'd like to know my
uh,
kids before they're
Are
dead.
you saying that because there's stronger people than you in prison, you should go to prison for a year instead of looking after your child?
that's nowhere. That's not. That's such a reach.
It's not.
But
It is.
but
That's like think more of this in this way. Should you not, if someone is a soldier, should they not go off to war because they have a newborn?
There's a difference. Goku's making this choice. The soldier's choice is taken away from them.
If I have, if I just dog, I just got
Wait,
done
hold,
fighting.
hold, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me point this out to you. You're reaching. There you go.
I didn't even tell you what I said, Jay.
No, with that, yeah, it's because yeah, you're once you're enlisted, if you don't go, you go to jail. So you have no option
Well, yeah,
unless you want to see raise your baby through, in jail. Like, hey, babe, thanks for bringing our son. Like,
but it's a dire situation though. Like fucking, bro, I've been the strongest on Earth since this friggin' tournament. Then these dudes come up. This dude claims to be my brother, and he's way stronger than me. And then he's got these other dudes who are even stronger than him. And then there's these other aliens. They're stronger than those aliens. And I had to friggin'
Right, but isn't there this thing called the hyperbolic time chamber
aliens.
that he can do that 3 years of training in like no time and then still go home
but
and
when he
spend some
was
time with
with,
his fucking kids?
didn't he learn the instant transmission when he was off for that year?
after that was before the
And then how about
freezers.
Cell Saga?
No,
Cell Saga, when
no,
he dies and then decides, no, you know what? No, I don't want to go back to life. You guys just go on without
is
me.
that where he runs the snake? Is that where he runs
Oh,
through
I
the
thought
snake? Or I'm getting all
During
mixed up in my
between
timelines.
the end of Cell Saga and what comes next, yes.
so.
He's
Yeah,
fucking around there. He doesn't want. He's not ready to come back. He wants to
no, no,
train.
no. I thought you could only be brought back once. So when he was brought back the first time,
But don't they use the Namek
They have brand new
Dragon?
Yeah, they have brand new fucking Dragon Balls because now they have a brand new fucking Namek in charge of them on Earth.
Mammoth
And so
Dragon
What's
Balls
why?
his
is
name? Telek? What was his name?
Dende.
Dende. Thank you.
So like, he just didn't want to. And then he spent.
No,
And Gohan was like what 10, not even when they fight Cell, and then he just takes off. He doesn't come back until Gohan's a fucking adult, and then he makes another kid, and then
the
takes off
Grand
again.
Saiyaman.
No. So when he came back in the Buu saga, he was supposed to only be there for a day with the whole Halo and thing, Halo and everything. So there definitely was some. I can't remember what the exact reason was, but there definitely was a reason that he couldn't just come back.
And yet he still did right after that.
So anyway, Bianca
Because the friggin'
Belair
world needed
and
him. At that point, the friggin'
and
the
Asuka, you know.
Yeah, I've been trying
screw
to
it,
get that
screw it.
for. I've been trying to
Screw it.
get that.
At this point, I'm tired of talking about it. Yeah, fucking Bianca is
Like
gonna
literally,
win.
here's the
Yeah,
thing.
Bianca's gonna
Here's the
win.
thing. Literally at the 1 hour mark, I brought that image up. It is now 1 hour and almost 21 minutes. So 21 minutes after I brought that image up to try and start
Jeremiah's
talking about
hit
it.
it. Like he's like, ooh, he's gonna do his.
And it's ironic if you think about it, because we're talking about Piccolo being the black man that stepped up, not the absent father that was the
No,
deadbeat
he's
white
not
guy.
arguing. He's not
And
arguing.
Jeremiah's like,
No,
no
he's
goddamn
not
way. Are you
arguing
gonna make a
that.
brother sound good?
Goku, bro.
He's
I
not
feel so
arguing
bad.
that.
I feel so bad. I imagine if you died today and your kids were like, "Oh, my dad's a deadbeat. He's his dead ass."
I'm alive, and my kids already said that. They never come see me.
Oh, stop.
You can catch
They've
that out in
never-
my mental
They've
makeover.
never said that unless you bring me a paper that says I said it or a video that they said that. Then it's not. They're just assuming. But we're not gonna get into that.
It is what
I love how
the
she just had to like. I love how
it
she
is
had to
what
like
the
seriously talk
worker
you down for a
told me.
second, like as if you were even remotely serious.
It was what the worker told me, standing right there in that living room.
I don't remember.
You weren't here for it. Um, but
Mr. Captain, do
The
you
hell
have any
was
thoughts
that?
on Asuka versus that's the Aussie
Oh,
or the New Zealander, whatever.
he's so pretty.
From down under, whatever.
No, I'm fat mode today.
What has fat being had to do with being pretty?
Look at my. Oh fuck!
you know that reminds me of a meme I saw of a white guy talking about people always going on about how beautiful Lizzo is. How come they get offended every time I tell them they look like Lizzo?
That's a good one.
Oh wow!
You're so beautiful, Jin. You look just like Lizzo.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, she's fucking hot though. Like, see her in
Uh.
her Sailor. You see her in Sailor Moon outfit? I'll tap that. I will.
I don't know
Did
about
anyone see
I
her
wouldn't fuck
in?
Lizzo.
Did,
I'd
did
go
anyone
home and
I don't
check
know,
off.
man. She's really good at handling flutes.
Yes, she is.
That's fine.
yeah.
See, you blow into a flute. You don't blow into a
No,
penis.
but you use a flute to charm a snake.
Yeah, but you blow into the flute. You don't blow into the
Yes,
penis.
but
Well,
you
maybe-
use the
maybe
flute
they
to
should.
charm the snake.
Yeah, no,
He's not getting it. He's not getting
I
it.
don't think I'm getting it.
The
It's
flute,
okay.
they play the flute to charm the snake. I'm calling the dick the snake, not the flute.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just that, no.
It's not
Uh,
computing with him. But
his
anyway, Asuka
process is
and
that.
Blair. Let's go, people.
Oh, I picked the winner.
You pick a winner.
Yeah, I mean, and we all pretty much think it's probably going to be Bianca.
Yeah.
On the subject of Bianca, and since we've been slightly racist tonight, let me just bring this out.
That I can't wait to see her in the whole bodysuit. Absolutely.
So they one of the lawsuits against Vince McMahon right now is about racist creative.
Oh, okay.
Jeremiah, I'm definitely asking you this because you're the black guy, and I apologize for that. But I'm going to ask you this as the black guy. Because you're going to have a better insight at this than any of us white people here or Mexican here is going to.
Why? Because he's black?
Yes, that's
I
exactly what
think I
just
know what
said.
you're going to refer to, but go ahead.
So there was a talk about Bianca Belair being uncomfortable for a piece of creative for promo about
Hmm.
talking about let me take these earrings off because she thought that was too ghetto. And that's one of the many racial things that Vince McMahon's being sued for pitching and creative or allowing pitching and creative. But maybe it's because I'm white and I don't see it. But can we really say that Bianca Belair's gimmick and or especially her husband Montez Ford's gimmick is not ghetto, and that's her problem? Is that it's too ghetto?
So, you raise a good point, especially Montez Ford's gimmick. I know. So that's the thing for Bianca Belair. It it borders on the side of like cheesy and like corny, like that. All right, let me take my earrings out. Like that's kind of like I don't think even if you see a woman taking her earrings out, they don't say let me take my earrings out. It's kind of over the top, like over the top, like racial overtones. Whereas Montez Ford and Dawkins, they're kind of just like doing their like they're kind of like their black thing, you know.
Yeah.
Versus to actually say I'm gonna let me take my earrings out. Like that certain things like that for her.
So
I think
they
that's
are
issue.
just black, whereas they're forcing her to be overly black.
Well, I think the exact thing was I'm going to take these earrings out and kick your ass, and that's
It's
what she got offended by.
Yeah, I can see it because like friggin' that's another thing. If she wants to come out swinging her hair and calling herself all types of nicknames, she kind of has her vision on what's swagger versus what's stereotypical black. Like
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's slightly racist because I'm going to ask you because again,
That
as a
makes
white
sense.
person, it doesn't. To me, I don't see much of it. I mean, I maybe it's because I grew up in a poor ghetto-y type of area, but I've seen people, white, black, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, about those women about to get in a fight. The first thing they do is they take their big ass earrings out, and
I
Bianca Belair's got those big ass earrings in all the time. Which, from a person getting into a fight, you do not want giant earrings in your ear getting pulled out in the middle of a fucking fight. So, like to
yeah.
me, I
Um
don't see where the problem is there. But again, white guy.
yeah,
So that's
I
why
when I got to the States out in California, the majority were Latinos, blacks, and Samoans. That was the neighborhood I grew up in. And when I started, learning English and understanding my classmates, a lot of the times I will hear, "Girl, don't forget to take off like to get your earrings off if you're gonna get down." And I didn't know what that any of that meant. Like honestly, I was that innocent that, or
That's
whatever
a
you
good
want to call
point.
it.
That's a
Like,
good point. Have you
yeah,
ever seen a female directly say, "Oh, let me take my earrings out"?
no, no. I witnessed a handful of fights growing up in the area I grew up in, and I myself got in a fight. But because of the knowledge that I had, that was the first thing I did.
And see, I feel like if they would have told her to take her earrings out but like to like show that she was ready to fight, then that would have been different. But to say like, "Oh, let me take my earrings out," that's kind of
Huh?
you
like
also got to
you.
remember this is a form of entertainment, showmanship. What they're doing is one thing, but at the same time, you have stupid people at home that don't understand the reasoning behind taking the earrings out. So telling them what she's doing, why she's doing it, is part of the show.
And I think Jen brought up another good point. Like if someone was with her, like, "Oh, she's taking the earrings out," you know what's gonna happen now. Like if somebody was behind her explaining that, then it would have been different. But for
Honestly,
you to be the one saying like,
the best person for that would have been Tez.
yeah,
The two of them, like, babe, don't forget to take your earrings out.
May, like I get, like babe, I
They
get
know
your
they want the
point.
smoke. You're gonna give them the smoke, but take them earrings out first.
Yeah, no,
Tez would have been perfect for that.
okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm having a moment. Plus, I came across the movie, the Will Smith movie, Emancipation. I want to see that.
Wow, talk
Sorry,
about racist.
it's literally right there
But
on the
you're
TV.
talking about a black woman. I want to watch a movie about getting freed from slavery.
Hey man, I'm all for that. I, lo-
You, you've
I,
you've
you
been
know,
married to a white man too long.
I have.
Um,
What? How long has it been? Like 50 years now?
Feels like close.
Yeah, close to
It's only been a few
50.
years, right?
4.
4.
Yeah, nice.
You guys been married for 4 years.
Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean, no, but it's been 4 years since I left California after living there 20 something years.
Why did you
There
feel the need to get the government involved in your life? Did you need a
was
green card or?
what?
I love how she's so high that she can't even like typically she would like
I'm gonna tell you
immediately
what I
know.
told the mother of my
I feel
children.
comfortable saying these things because I'm in New Zealand and I don't know if you can actually get to me.
I'm gonna tell you what I told the my because we never got married. But I would say my former mother-in-law when I got told that the only reason why I got pregnant with Darcy was so Michael would marry me. And I said if I wanted to marry a white man, I would have gotten married since I was 18 because I was dating a white guy back then. And I got accused of wanting to marry a white man so I can get a green card. I'm like, it's not that. And I know I'm not marrying your son. I knew like the moment we got together, I knew we were going to get married. So when a woman tells you, I know you're the one, 10, I mean, I'm sorry, 8 out of 10 means that it's true.
Unless you're talking about my ex-wife. Because then twin flames and all.
Jesus Christ.
This is an anti-angel page.
But yeah, so
I
thinking,
don't do that. I don't talk
Do,
like, dude.
do we?
Why
Yeah,
not?
he's
It's
crazy.
funny.
We have children. Like I believe in karma and I respect people and their choices,
So do I, but
even if they're wrong.
see, there we go.
Are
so
there any more matches?
yes, I was getting to that. We're all in agreement then on Bianca Belair over Asuka.
Yes,
Yes.
although some of us
Yeah.
hope Oscar can pull off the upset, but unlikely.
I'd love to see it. I'm tired of Bianca Belair's championship run. Um,
That's the thing about championship runs. You can only do so much. Somebody's been champion for a year. There's only so many, especially unfortunately
Is
for
she
the
the
women.
longest champ so far, or has
yes,
she
the
broken
longest
record?
women's champion now.
And I think that's another problem for. I think it would be better if they had one singles women championship, and then they would be able to actually build up the tag division, because right now you just have a bunch of like makeshift tag teams.
Have we had Belair versus Rhea yet?
A couple years
No,
ago in NXT.
not recently.
Because NXT doesn't really count though.
Well, that's the thing. If they, yeah, if they, that's literally that's the thing. If they wanted to really focus on who to push, then they could. But now you just have to have two people who are really, really good, and they're separate, and we don't know if we're ever gonna see them, when we're ever gonna see them, and they are both going to be defending their championships against people who aren't each other, and so it's not going to be what we want to see, and so it's just there.
Wait a minute. Do I
Fair
have that
enough.
one on there? Oh no, I don't have that image. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. Rhea Ripley versus Natalia.
I
it's weird that-
actively dislike Natalia.
I like Natalia's boobs, and that's about it.
I like Natalia's wrestling, and that's about it.
I don't even like her wrestling anymore. She's
No.
pretty sloppy.
She has
I like her
gotten
pictures on Instagram.
everybody's
I
got
would
something.
prefer to follow her sister's pictures.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think she has probably gotten a little bit. I feel like certain people just kind of after a while, especially in WWE, you just kind of go through the motions. Which if you're getting paid six figures to just show up and do the bare minimum, I mean,
I don't
it's
think
hard
she's
to.
getting paid six figures.
No, again,
Huh?
think about it. Think about it. I feel like even somebody like Dolph Ziggler is getting
Ugh.
paid like smooth 150 a year.
Oh, but yeah, you're right. She's making 300,000 a year.
That's the thing. They making. You gotta remember, they making a shit ton of money. They making money hand over fist. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, but they're
So
also paying for shit hand over fist. Like she has to pay for her travel and all that fun stuff.
I was
Um,
gonna yeah, perfect. That's even better because so it balances out because they can afford to pay people so much because they don't have to pay for travel and healthcare and shit that normal companies have to pay for.
Oh, don't like
that's
Dolph Ziggler.
that. You don't like Dolph Ziggler?
Or am I mistaking it with the tall one? I'm bad with names. I'm terrible with names.
The tall
You're
one?
mistaking him for Jake Hager.
No, tall, skinny one.
Do you mean
He's
Baron Corbin?
the one that his winner just got exposed.
Matt Riddle.
Oh, see, I mistake the names.
Which is funny because the first time she saw Matt Riddle, she liked Matt Riddle.
I did, but well, I don't know.
But then it came out that he was a piece of shit human who just managed to get by for things. Um,
What did Matt Riddle do?
I mean, there was at least 5 or 6 women that he sexually assaulted.
Quiet in the room.
And
Wow.
his then wife stuck up for him. But then when they finally split, she admitted that.
Hmm. No bueno.
And
Para
I knew this,
nada.
and I knew this before it was released on like publicly because people I saw locally who shared locker rooms with him talked about the things he had done. Usually to fellow female
So which one's
wrestlers,
Dolph Ziggler then?
he's
I
the
am
show off.
terrible.
He wears a lot of
He's
pink.
the Miz. Come on.
He's the one that tag teamed with Robert Roode.
Jesus
That
Christ.
does
And he
not
was
narrow.
in the Spirit Squad.
The guy who won the tag titles with Drew McIntyre a few years back.
Oh, okay. Okay. That one. All right.
Yeah, I sent you one of his reels I don't think you watched, where he talked
I
about
never did.
selling and or the Money in the Bank cash in and
Yeah. Okay. I got him. Once you said Drew McIntyre, of course I'm gonna know.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, any more matches?
yes, I was getting to it.
Woof woof. No, that's not it. Okay. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Woof woof, bitch. Woof woof.
How does this look? There's 7 matches on the card, and 3 of them are women's matches. In Saudi Arabia.
Who moaned?
well, that's dope from the standpoint that obviously you've got their 2 championship matches, but also you have a pretty cool you've got Becky doing. It looks like I mean I don't know. It's actually pretty interesting to see what they're gonna do with Trish because I'm surprised they drafted her to one of the rosters. I think they drafted her to Raw, right?
Yep.
So kind of implying she's gonna be around for at least a few months, if not, the better part of a year.
I imagine
So
through SummerSlam.
so yeah, that's interesting. So
I imagine this will be the first of their 3 matches culminating at SummerSlam.
that would be yeah, that would be dope.
We'll have
So yeah,
this, we'll have Money in the Bank, and then we'll have SummerSlam.
so I could see Trish taking this one. By crook, by obviously by cheating.
Obviously.
I could see that, but
Brooks
I don't know.
Jones.
Maybe I would like to see Becky.
So I
What
feel
the-
like Becky and
What just
uh,
happened? I think they got booted.
You just disappeared from the screen. I mean, your
yeah,
camera's
you
been on
left.
for a
You didn't
while,
get booted. You left.
and then you just disappeared.
Weird.
Well, her hair is messing.
Oh,
Becky Lynch, yeah.
It was pretty done earlier.
Just
¿Qué
slow
andas
down.
haciendo, niña? ¿Qué andas haciendo? Ya te vi.
Okay, I'll do it now. I won't let her challenge me like that without being.
You're just, I don't know
clip that, Kiwi.
You,
Your turn.
honestly, you're looking at Dave give us a haircut.
I don't know how to clip shit.
Mira
Oh.
tu cabello, qué hermoso. Your hair is really nice.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do have to be.
I got my hair just trimmed earlier this
So,
week.
did you do it yourself?
Mm.
Did you do
No,
it?
no, I have my mom has a hair salon friend.
Ah,
Nice.
you should like wear it more.
I tried to, but sometimes I like to put it in a ponytail because of work.
You should wear that instead of shirts.
Yeah, you should like cover them. You know,
And then do your dance.
do your dance.
So then, who y'all got on Trish and Becky?
We have told you.
Not necessarily.
Yes. I
Well,
You're
chose
the only
Trish.
one that officially picked anything.
Oh, okay.
I said I would like to see Becky, but I think Trish is gonna win.
Okay,
And
the minorities have done their work. What about
I'm
you,
pretty sure
non?
Johnny Rodden picked Becky too.
Becky Lynch, yeah.
Okay, what about Lenore over there?
This is her. I think Trish is doing a full time gig. I beat the shocker. I picked Trish.
Okay, so we got some mixes. That leaves us to
You know I don't like being full screen.
I know, but
Becky or Trish, man.
this is the only way I can
You're
get you
so
unfrozen.
pretty.
I don't like Trish, so I want to see Becky win.
What did Trish ever do to you?
Existed.
Are you
Came
again?
on my TV screen. Made me aware of her presence.
That
You
was the
Did
best
not
thing she
acknowledge
could have did
her.
to
did
10-year-old
not
me.
show her naked titties.
Eh. Titties aren't the be all and end all.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
You shut your whore mouth.
You fucking make me.
I will come to New Zealand and make you.
Do
Where's the
it.
dildo at?
I mean, think of it this way, Kiwi. In a few days, I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to live anyway, so I might as well come to New Zealand. Like, it's not like I got anything else to do, no job to go to, like, soon no home to go to. Like, I can make it to New Zealand. Like,
No, you can't, see, because if you don't have those things here, the government are going to be like, no, you can't come here. We're picky on who we let in.
you guys have Matt Applin there. I think I can get
He
in.
was born here.
I think I can get in.
That's what he said.
I'll book a flight, and then I'll do it like my wife's people, and I just won't leave.
I guess that's what the white people did here in the beginning, so.
Exactly.
Except they came on a boat.
Coincidentally, so did some other people in here's people to here.
The ones that are in Florida.
I thought that was a race slavery thing.
It was.
Oh.
Um,
And I'm here thinking about Cubans.
Oh,
well,
wow.
see, but when you say boat, how many of you are familiar with the show American Gods?
Nah.
Nah.
The first season, they're one of the gods that comes to America comes on a slave boat, a slave trade ship.
Oh, that's
You remember the scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that whole thing is hot. Yeah.
Where they decide instead of being
Slavery
slaves,
is hot? What the fuck?
The whole scene, cabrón.
like they
Sordo,
rise
pon
up,
atención.
they
I
rise up
don't
with
speak
their,
jibber jabber.
with their god helping them, and they rise up, they take over the ship, they kill everyone, and they throw themselves overboard.
That whole I know. I have a thing for
Burn
things
down the
like
ship, the whole thing, like they destroy it
that.
all.
It was.
They should have
literally-
stolen the ship and gone and become pirates.
Yeah, but their death made their god more powerful, and that was the point.
Hmm. Any god that requires a sacrifice is fucked up.
All gods require a sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's
True.
fucked up. Fuck those gods.
I don't know about the Indian culture though. I don't know if they actually sacrifice animals to their gods because
They
there are
sacrifice their ability to eat beef.
Oh, beef and oh yeah, Muslims don't eat pork either.
Yep.
Any
Well,
god that
Muslim.
requires a sacrifice isn't all loving and therefore can't be a god.
Well, then the Bible says.
Fuck the Bible.
What does the
I
Bible
don't
say
care
exactly?
about those stories.
Well, that was the whole thing, like you had to worship the Lord and sacrifice a goat, which is funny because the Satan is one of the images is the goat.
I was
You
gonna
know,
say,
It was
that's
actually normally a lamb, not a goat.
a ram. Oh yeah, no, and it's a ram.
also,
Lamb,
I know.
a
I
baby sheep.
heard
They had to kill baby sheep.
you were saying, Jeremiah.
well, yeah, that's kind of like prehistoric, literally prehistoric. Like, before Jesus, they
Jibus.
they like sacrificed animals because they had a temple and they would sacrifice animals at the temple for sins and whatever. That's like kind of the thing about Jesus. He died for their sins, so that's why he was the
Yes,
Messiah, because
but then they require after that to still sacrifice, tithe your income to them.
where's that exactly? Where did Jesus say you have to pay money?
Oh, that's the whole New Testament. You have to tithe.
Where is that in the New Testament that they say you have to?
Paul writes about it quite frequently in a number of the different books he wrote.
He,
Paul
Paul said
Paul
Paul
says,
that you give money to the
"Give
church.
unto Caesar what is Caesar's, give unto God what is to God's." Yes, pay your
Yeah,
taxes to Caesar, pay your tax to God.
yes. If you actually read that in full story, he's actually saying that if he asked, like, he's talking to a person, he's saying, if he's asking them basically, do the kings tax the citizens or their family as well? Basically saying, if we're the children of God, we don't pay anything. And so that he was more so saying we don't
Leviticus
pay,
Leviticus
as opposed to
27:30 says, "A tithe of everything from the land, whether grain from the soil or fruit from the trees, belongs to the Lord. It is holy to the Lord. These gifts were a reminder that everything belonged to God, and a portion was given back to God to thank him for what they had received." Leviticus 23:30.
Leviticus, the Old Testament, as in the Old Covenant, the new stuff, meaning that the new covenant, the new testament, the new testimony. Those are the new ways of life, and the old ways of life are prehistoric, as mentioned.
Ah, yes and no. The only thing they change about it is the no longer need to sacrifice to God for your sins because Jesus did it for you. So all you need to do now is ask for forgiveness. But everything else stays the
S-
same.
See, with that, if so, my understanding was with the priests of Israel, they gave like a percentage to the priest. So if Jesus is the one who made the ultimate sacrifice and Jesus is a priest forever, and you shouldn't have, I mean, are we giving money unless we're burning money to send it up to Jesus? We're not, I mean,
After Jesus saved humanity from eternal death, he introduced a new perspective on tithing and offerings, John 3:16. Jesus endorses tithing, but
where
expects his followers to exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, whom he encouraged to continue tithing. Matthew 22:23. What
let's
is
see,
Matthew?
Matthew 22:23. Let's look that up.
Religion talk. Get me flashbacks of
Wow, how we
I was kind of like, I try to like confirm that type of stuff because I know like there's so many. Okay, so real quick, my thing, religion. Every religion like contradicts, like from what I can gather, every religion contradicts what's actually written, and so everything that we perceive to be like, oh, this is what, like, God wants, it's like not real. And so I always
Second
try to like,
yeah,
go
kind of
ahead.
like
Second
the
Corinthians 9:7, written by Paul. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
A
Luke
cheerful
21,
giver
1 through 4. And
giving.
he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury.
You wanna like
203,
you wanna
203.
let him
you're just
talk.
like going through all these different
Yeah,
scenarios
Well,
let him
without
I just found
elaborating.
a whole series of quotes. I was reading them.
None of them apply to where, like, oh, we as normal people, we work and we go to a church and give our money to a pastor who he pays his bills with our money. Like, that's not it. That's completely different from giving to the needy out of the goodness of your heart. That's not the same as giving to a pastor to pay his bills with my money. That's not the same whatsoever.
And verily that they are of the sons of Levi who receive the office of priesthood have a commandment to
Yes,
take
time out.
tithe of the people according to the law, that is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham. That is
Yes,
Hebrews, New Testament.
yes. The Levites. Are any priests today? Are any priests today Levites?
Let's take a look.
Unless they can actually trace themselves back to the priestly tribe, then I'm not going to pay my money to them because I can't. That's a thing that Aaron, a Levite, was the first priest, and all of his descendants were priests. That's a thing. But if any priest out here can prove that they were a descendant of Levite, I will
4%.
happily give my money to
There are
them.
4% of the Jewish population today is Levite.
So there you go. So yeah, I mean, the quote unquote Catholic priests or the quote unquote Baptist priests, they aren't any legitimacy to the priesthood of Israel. So why would I give my money to them?
But to
And
be
yeah,
fair, the reasoning behind this is because at that point in time, the Levites, the tribe of Levites from Israel, were those responsible for the leadership of the faith. So therefore, they're still telling you, give to the leadership, which is where the Roman Catholic Church has made all their money. Because now
that's
they're the leader of the...
again, that's a stretch because you literally shouldn't be like that was their inheritance. The tribe of Levi didn't have a land inheritance. Their inheritance was to be, the priestly tribe of Israel. So wait.
Oh,
That?
hi there.
Oh shit! He's here.
Yeah, I actually made it. Didn't think I would.
Ah.
No, put
You
put
popped
that
it
beautiful
in
face.
a
Get me out of here. Get
weird.
that beautiful face up to next to yours. There you
Why
go.
are you popped it in a weird conversation?
That's a good point. We should put the black guy in the back.
Jesus Christ.
You should put the black guy in the middle.
End of
Thank
the
you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you want to see how much power I have on this show? Josh, put me back in the middle.
As long as I'm next to as long as I'm next to a girl, I won't complain.
He was pointing to me.
I love you, Josh.
Are you trying to? Whatever you're trying to do, I believe in you. You'll get there eventually.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to best lay out the faces with the comment section. I might have to move that comment section a little bit. We'll put it right here. We'll put the alert box right in front of my chest.
Who commented the Dragon Ball and all that stuff?
Entire rewire. Entire
It's
rewire.
the best. Earlier in the show, he said that he loves me, so.
Ah, okay. I didn't see.
Wait, is that a cat? Is that a kitty? Or is that a dog?
It's a
Is that
dog.
a puppy?
Dog.
That's a pupper?
Yes.
Oh, pupper.
So you missed a lot of conversation tonight, AB.
Oh, pupper. Oh, that's such a cute pupper. Cute pupper. Look at those eyes.
We talked about Night of Champions.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you know what? We're going to give AB a speed round here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I'm going to show him
is
the
hilarious.
match graphic, and we're going to get his pick.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Gunther. I'm gonna say Seth. Brock. Sammy and Kevin. Bianca. Rhea. That one's a little tough. I'll say Trish.
I love how we actually didn't pick winners for the Rhea Ripley match. We
Yeah,
just
I
kind
know.
of like we just all talk shit about Natalia.
Well, I
then
said
moved
Rhea. I did say Rhea.
we literally just like went around picking
That's
out
the whole
reasons why we
card.
didn't like Natalia, and then just moved on.
I did say Rhea though, so
That was you.
Same. I mean, I didn't say it, but I believe
Oh
Korea.
yeah, yeah. So yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. I did not say I did not pick a winner though. At that particular time.
Oh wait, Kiwi did say like I don't like Natalia. No, well, no, it was Trish, right? It was Trish that he
yeah.
said he didn't
I
like.
don't like either of them, Natalia or
Is
Trish.
there one more match or is that all of them?
That's all of them. 7 matches, and 3 of them are women.
Nice.
At the Saudi
Nice.
show. That's pretty nuts.
So we're gonna have
I
6 women covered head to toe.
And
And what's
Well,
that?
that's better for me. I like to focus on the talent anyway. No, oh my goodness, the match that friggin' it was Bailey and Naomi, where friggin' do you remember? Or I feel like you're thinking about something something
Just go
more.
ahead. Just go ahead. Don't.
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
he's definitely thinking about
just
something perverted.
yeah.
Wow, it just totally distracted me. No, friggin' Bailey used the shirt to friggin' wrap around Naomi's leg to like help pin her or whatever, and like or like help submit her or whatever. Friggin' A. But yeah, that match the I think it was the year that yes that was the year that Brock beat Ricochet at Crown Jewel. So that was that show.
I
That
forgot that was even a match.
yes, that was that. So yes, that match with Bailey and Naomi, that was a very fun, creative match that they actually took advantage of the whole T-shirt thing.
I am very disappointed. There's gonna be a handful of buxom women there, and we're not going to see their titties.
I mean, there's there's more to life. Uh,
We're gonna see 10 men walking around where at least
In their
at
underwear.
least 4 of them are gonna be in like their underwear, and like we're gonna have women covered head to toe.
As they should. I'm kidding.
It almost feels like Matt Riddle should have been booked here. You know, AB, I referenced you to my wife probably 100 times as we were watching Raw this week. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, where's AB when you need to talk about Matt Riddle going for the pin with his fat hog?
Yep,
shit,
that happened.
Hey.
That happened.
Would are we gonna start calling it the Big Bro?
Oh my god, big bro. I love it.
Uh,
Ah, it's actually pretty dope to have AB in here. What was I gonna say? I lost it that fast.
stop
Oh
using
yes,
drugs.
no, no. Genuine aside, uh, I was gonna tell Josh earlier that he is very, very fortunate to be extremely talented at 2 different. Oh, to verify, Josh, that was the topic of the show, the night champion stuff. That's what you want
Mhm.
to talk about, and so
Yep.
I can now proceed to talking about you.
I bet.
Now, so yes, McLean is. Are you dead?
That's just normal stuff for him.
You're just dying. No, nothing to worry about.
Ooh, wow, that was a. Damn, I think the coughing made me feel almost higher.
No, that's how that works.
You
That's
know when
It's
you know when
it like stretches your lungs more, yeah.
you know when like I don't know how to explain when it happens, but when you get like those like little like light flashes in your eye, like in your vision.
hmm
I coughed so hard from that. By the time I was done, I had that type of high.
fucking
Damn.
hell, man.
Ooh,
But you
for
were
like
saying, Jeremiah?
15
Oh
seconds.
yes, yes. McLean, you are fortunate to be extremely talented at 2 different E-Fed skills. So you're like extremely good at promo and extremely good at booking. Whereas like someone like me, I'm pretty good at promo and not very good at booking at all. And
I disagree.
someone I disagree with what part?
Both.
I've literally never booked.
You have helped book riots.
Did I do that at an above average level?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
How so? We literally just like we literally just like, oh, hey, put this person here, put him against her, and her against him,
Out of
and
our
that's the
little
card.
crew, out of our little writing crew, and Rotten's here. He can attest to this. Who's the one that noticed Spike?
That would be Jeremiah.
That would be Jeremiah.
Uh, I
You
I, I
started talking about him a lot on the result shows. We started looking more into him. You're the reason he got pushed into the main event scene. You booked that.
I've always been behind the scenes, like you know this. Like you guys are shooting this before this. You guys were shooting the shit. You were there, and my husband and I, you guys would say goodnight, and we would talk about a good 10, 15 minutes about how good you are and what you do, and how helpful you are. How much input you have, and you have obviously you have no idea how much you influenced in a lot of the things that you guys end up doing.
that's interesting. So you're telling me that I am good at booking, but it
Yeah.
sounds like for either of those things, both promo and booking, I am not as good as Josh McClain.
Eh.
You know he likes to put himself over.
You are a different style. That is all. Isn't that what you brought up earlier? Just different
Uh,
styles, but it doesn't make you
yeah,
any less
yeah.
good. See?
Uh, sure,
Oh,
definitely not what I meant,
look,
but
look,
no, no.
look. As a black man,
What are
appreciate
you
the
trying
white
to
man
get at,
complimenting you.
Jeremiah?
I was trying to.
It
I was.
feels like you have something on your sleeve. That's
I was
because the
trying to
line,
transition that into saying that
yeah,
friggin'
the line of
like.
questioning, like that the fact that you're like, right? You would say this and that, right? Like that sounds. I would think you have kids. The way you're speaking.
Well,
So
he is a
what?
young black man. He might.
I,
Stop. So
yeah, stop.
what's up? What's up?
I was trying to friggin' since these two were like on the screen, I was trying to compare them to like Josh is like really good at promo and booking, and TJ is like really great at promo, but like everybody has like their different like EFED abilities.
He's saying you suck at booking.
What has he ever booked? I don't.
Okay, that's a no. But
I, I a few months ago, I booked one card for my own thing, and it went absolutely nowhere. So like I didn't really even get to see it through. So that's still I
that
still
has
call it
nothing to do with you.
I still call it very much kind of barely traveled.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with the people that got booked. So, are you done? Is there more under that sleeve?
Oh, well, I was.
He's
Nah.
he's wearing short sleeves. There's only so much space.
I'm sorry. I guess that wasn't. I thought that was kind of fascinating how like McLean can be like so good
No,
at
we
two different
appreciate the
things.
compliments. We do, and I do because that's my husband you're talking about. But I don't know. I
Are
feel
you are you tired of hearing me talk about how great he is?
no. I will never get tired of that. But is there something like I don't know? It feels like that you were trying to dig at something, and not in a bad way. It's the
Are you trying?
conspiracists, the theorists in me
I
that
guess you
feels
are.
that feels like that you meant something else. By the way, AB, you are great. You are great. I do actually. I have seen a few of your promos. Now I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, "Oh, I've seen everything." No, I've seen a couple, and you are good. And the fact that you're not gonna have green screen nothing to do has nothing to do with you being good. So whomever has been saying, "Oh, you're only great because you do get editing," they can
Let me
sit
guess.
and
Let me guess.
sit.
Let me guess. They're from Louisiana, and they were at one time in pretty good shape, and then they really let themselves go. And they were at one time in Mariah's DMs, and then blamed it all on her. Am I hot or am I cold? Am I yes or am I no?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, I can tell you.
Please.
You know that it kind of rhymes with that.
Tubba
The
Boudreaux.
Oh,
It
Jesus
rhymes with
Christ! I was
Tubba
gonna
Boudreaux.
say
Okay, so it's Baba Boujar. Just say the name. Fuck him.
no. The well,
He
I
said,
was
just say the name. Fuck him.
you know the little it rhymes with Buddha. You know the little chubby thing. The little who worships them, by the way. I forget the Chinese.
Buddhists
Yeah, it's a
worship Buddha.
yeah. No, like anyway, but go ahead. Yeah. So yes, no,
Was that who
maybe.
it was?
Among
Okay. All right.
Which is
But
funny
yeah.
because
I
which
think
is
it's
funny
probably
because he
half of the
couldn't.
people of I hate to say this, it says one of the people who are the commentators of IW is on here. It's half the roster of IW is basically saying it about Blair. I'm sorry, but this has to be said. Like people say that ever since Blair came back, that's his only meal ticket in his promo work.
Which is funny because 90% of them did the same thing.
I was gonna say like in terms of substance, I'm like, to be blatantly honest, I'm really not trying to hear that because I've been like seeing TJ promo since like 2019, 2020, and he's
If
had
I
more
may,
substance since like the most people since forever. So I'm not trying to hear that.
if I may, minor segue. Before I get to that, I have a comment on this.
That was cool.
Before I make the comment on this, I just want to say this is what I have to say to the individuals, uh, indicating that without a green screen, you're nothing.
Get a life, kid.
And now I want to point out, if you take away all the special effects of, say, for instance, Bubba Boudreaux, all you have is a guy who's just gotten fatter over the last 3 years, standing in front of a screen, cutting the same fucking wannabe like promo because he doesn't know what the fuck to do. Like,
There we go. If you're gonna talk shit, talk shit. Don't beat around the bush. Good
Bro.
man, Josh.
You know what? You know what I feel. You know what I always love about you, McLean, and I've loved it to this day. I remember on riots when we like did the riots shows. You were never in character. You would just like shoot on people.
I was in character, okay? My character just happened
Believe
to
it or
be
not.
very. I
Believe it
took
or not.
I took my opinions and I made them the same way you would watching. Like, all right, you go to YouTube, right? And you look for wrestling reviews by just about anybody, and any person you get giving them, they're very smarky one way or another. And that was what I was emulating. I was that smarky guy reviewing this wrestling show on the internet. Because that's what we did. We talked about what happened. We didn't show what happened. We talked about it. We reviewed it the same way a guy on the internet's going to review it. I'm hyper realistic when it comes to these type of things. So if I'm doing a live result show, that live result show is going to be me as a smarky internet fan who watched the wrestling show and is probably going to shit on your baby faces. Is probably going to talk about how, like, oh, you couldn't have seen this coming. Oh yeah, this person, the same type of shit you're going to see from a wrestling fan. And when IW has presented itself as the WWE, if you will, of the wrestling world, you're going to have that smarky, like. Now, if I was doing an XWE show back in the day, I would have been the exact opposite. Just the same way those same people, like your Meltzers, are when it comes to WWE and it comes to AEW, because that's the realistic aspect of it.
You are the only person, like I as a in the EFED commentary world, I'm a heel commentator, but you are the only person that I would play the babyface commentator for, because yeah, and also it's hard to find someone who actually wants to be the babyface commentator. I was nervous when you mentioned like someone from Louisiana who used to be in the Mariah's DMs. I'm like, oh, got kind of nervous. Thought you were talking about Graves.
He played a fantastic babyface.
He was fucking funny. He is the only fucking commentary partner I've had who has been like willing to be the fucking foil. And so
Another one that was very good at it was Matt Hayden.
I didn't see much of his stuff.
I saw some of his result shows as his huge mark. in HSW, and he really was like that was my favorite. That was like he was just a huge baby face mark. Like he marked out for all the cool stuff. Like he
See,
technically was doing the same thing I was doing, but from the like you know the non jaded fan.
I think I could do that. That's interesting.
Like he was, oh yeah, this, oh, and I gotta tell you, man, that was my favorite part of the night. Didn't you just say? But yeah, but
They're all my
Yeah, like
favorites.
it said this was his favorite thing of
Oh,
the
and he
entire
always
show.
does the
Maybe like
glasses
5
thing
minutes.
too, with where the glasses, and he
Yep.
just nudge it up all the time.
It's my favorite.
Good
he would
stuff.
have been someone that would have been great for me to do a commentary team with.
Oh yeah,
That
that
character
would
and
that would
me.
But
that would've been
Jeremiah, I'm gonna
wonderful.
get super corny here, but you are really good at what you do. You are good at doing promos. I sat there and watched a few. I have a low, like very short attention span,
I'm perfect for you.
and but you're good, dude. Like, don't doubt yourself. Like, I don't know. I don't want to sound
Oh
like
no, 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 no.
such
I
a,
feel like
like, don't doubt yourself. Like, dude,
I, I
good.
appreciate that. I did say I'm pretty good at promo. I'm not just because I'm not like Josh McClane amazing doesn't mean I'm like self doubting
No,
whatever.
but you could be Jeremiah amazing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you could be
Jeremiah
the
amazing is
reason
pretty good.
somebody else is gonna get on a podcast and say, you know what, Jeremiah, I know I'm good at this, but I'm not as good as you.
You know,
You
I
know,
have
like,
some DMs of people who've talked about how much they love Jeremiah as a whole, everything he does. One of those people being Grant Miller, and he's a racist. So the fact that he loves what you do and you're black, like that's got to say something.
I'm just iffy with that whole situation. I don't know what's true, what's not on that. I think
hey,
my mouth
listen.
shut on that.
Do you like Grant? Do you like him as a what he does, like promos, this and that? Do you like that? Do you like him like
Yeah.
that? Leave it at that. Leave it at that. That's like I like. There's a lot of celebrities that I have done so much fucked up shit in their personal life, but I will still go see their movies, listen to their songs because I like what they do. So just leave it at that. Honestly, it should be like that. Whatever happens, behind closed doors,
And
it
rather
should stay
coincidentally,
there. Was that there?
for coincidentally for those that don't know, Grant's grandmother was an African slave. Her great grandmother was an African slave.
Yeah, he has. He also has. He's a mix. He has mix, and like he's white as fuck, but
That's why his hair is so curly.
Interesting.
His next kid could come out like Liam from Shameless.
yeah. Little Liam.
That show was so good for like the first 5 seasons. When they got towards like the end of the fifth season, and I feel like
Is
if
that
I
when
get to a
Fiona left?
that might be because fucking that was when Fiona was married to that guy
Yeah.
and friggin' that like if I'm watching a show and everyone's storylines are going in a direction where I don't like it, I just gotta quit the show. So at that point, fucking Fiona was in that weird like married thing. She knew the guy for like a week and married him. Fucking Debbie was like hung up on this dude. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna get married and have babies." Fiona's like, "For fuck's sake, Debs," and I said, "For fuck's sakes too," and I fucking turned my TV off. Link, Ian had fucking ran off. He went AWOL and fucking ran off with fucking Monica of all people. Fucking Lip was fucking head over heels for that fucking professor chick.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
all bad.
before his downward spiral.
It was all bad. That was before his. I view that as part of his downward spiral. Because what the
Well,
fuck are you doing?
his full downward spiral came after that. Where then when that happened, then he started getting like missing too much stuff and like he was too drunk all the time. That happened
I saw
after
the
that.
end of
Maybe that
I
was
think I saw the last season. I haven't seen the beginning.
the
The,
ending
the
was sad as hell.
the beginning is fucking sad.
So,
I feel like those first like few seasons are like fucking crazy. because it is kind of sad. It's like really like heart wrenching, but
I
it's
I I saw a clip, like a scene where redhead, what's his name? Ian? Liam?
Ian.
No,
Yeah,
Ian.
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 I think he was maybe what 14, and he stole a car with a kid in it.
Oh, he was like 17 or whatever. But yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that. That
like
that
I
did happen
saw
in like
that
season
whole
Yeah,
7. Yeah.
that
scene,
that was
and
Mickey's
I
child.
got teary eyed. Like it was a small scene. It wasn't a full episode. It was,
Okay, babe,
yeah.
you remember the prostitute that was involved in the throuple with
Yes, yes.
that
The Rush
that
one, I
was
think.
that was her child with Mickey
Okay. Right. Yeah, yeah. Because of yeah, they
because
did.
Mickey's father
How,
made
how,
him
I'm,
fuck
I'm sorry. I'm
her
sorry. I'm sorry.
to fuck the
The
gay out.
I'm
Yeah,
the
I remember.
thruple that was the Russian chick and
V.
And
Kevin and V.
and
Kevin.
V, yeah,
Yeah, that was starting at the tail end of season 5 too. That was fucking
there were
hilarious. She's like,
fantastic kitty scenes in that season.
that was the funniest shit because fucking when she was talking to V, like, oh yes, I could perform wifely duties. And then when she told Kevin like, oh yeah, I could perform wifely duties, obviously like sexual stuff. And so when Kevin and V are talking, she's like, she did wifely duties to you? Like, you motherfucker.
Yep, yep. Um, on the titty scene though,
Oh God.
second to last season, I think it was, when Lip was dating this big tittied Asian chick in the garage. There were some fantastic scenes
Oh,
there.
I you
She
you.
was the masochist. She's the one that
Yeah,
was like slapping and
I
beating.
didn't see that much, babe. Remember, I saw basically the whole quarantine scene, a season.
Yes, yes, but there's other people here who've watched the series, including Rotten, and as I said, that was a
Yeah, I literally
fantastic.
saw the last season, and I was and that show. I was a mess, and I seen clips from the first seasons with Fiona and how man the things that she tells Frank and Monica,
Yeah.
like because I think every one of us have gone through something that the characters have gone through, and I could relate, like when she tells when Fiona is telling Monica off, and Monica says, "I'm here now." Like I just wanted to go through the TV and choke her because I heard those words. I heard it, like I'm here now. Like you should have just stayed gone. Like so.
I think this is a perfect segue to tie into that. It wasn't supposed to come up yet. I was uploading the image, and that just went right on the screen. This is a great way to also tie into a new podcast delving into mental health, available on Spotify and YouTube and Facebook, as well as other locations. Um, Hosted by me. And you may occasionally hear the shouts and laughter in the background of a Mexican and or 2-year-old half Mexican dinosaur, half Mexican dinosaur.
Oh, he's a
He
dinosaur
was a
now.
he was a zombie this morning, so you never know with this
Zombie
child.
dinosaur?
A zombie Mexican dinosaur? A Mexican zombie
Mexican
dinosaur.
zombie dinosaur.
Mexican zombie dinosaur.
Dinosaur, okay? That's how he says it.
Zombie
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Zombie I love that. Zombie Oh my god, we need to make him a shirt that says zombie it's my third birthday. I'm a zombie. Yep, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, since he came up with it, I think Uncle AB should get it for him.
Uncle. Aw. Wait, don't say things like that. I'm gonna start crying.
Well, if you need some place to rest your head while you're crying, my pelvis is open. I've heard, thanks to the Bloodhound Gang, that a lap dance is so much more fun when the stripper is crying. I imagine the blowjob is so much more fun when the slut is crying. Also, is applicable.
Jesus Christ.
You are a sick individual.
Yes. You have no idea. Like this is just him in 2 hours, right? I
He just
live in
called
like
his wife a slut and nobody even mentioned it.
I
I
ain't no
mean,
virgin. I'm not no virgin. I'm
otherwise,
not a
otherwise her name would be Mary. Speaking of, all right, everybody get ready to boo my wife as hard as possible.
Oh God.
All right. Mary is what brought me to this. Okay,
Mary on the cross.
today it was it came out that Tina Turner passed away.
Oh,
My wife sees this post from her ex's mother, who she was talking about earlier, about R.I.P. Tina Turner, and she's like, the way she said it didn't sound like Tina Turner at first. And she goes, "Must be someone she knows." I'm like, "Huh?" And she turns. I'm like, "Tina Turner? Yeah, Tina Turner. Who's Tina Turner? What do you mean, who's Tina Turner?"
I did say that name sound familiar.
One of the
Like,
most successful crack addicts ever.
Yeah. I'm like, what did
yeah,
the five fingers say to the face? Ike Turner's wife? Slap? Come on. Don't you know this stuff? I'm like,
yeah,
Proud
no.
Mary? She's like, oh,
Oh, Proud Mary, I
Proud
know.
Mary. Proud
Yeah,
Mary
I
is
have
what,
this terrible habit of liking a song and not finding out who sings it and things like that. So
it's okay.
it's
I
actually a
often,
miracle when I remember the songs and names and things like that because
coincidentally, I have a similar problem because there's not very detailed credits sometimes. Finding a porno I really love, but I don't know the name of the girl because they don't give it to you. And then like you try and Google search it, right? Like do a Google image search from the thumbnail, but then it just shows up other random chicks that aren't even the same one you're looking for now just because they're naked. And like it is really frustrating. So I guess I can understand there.
oh
Like
yeah,
it's kind of the same
exactly.
thing.
That's
Like
yeah. No, you
I
have no idea how similar that is.
Side
sometimes
by
I
side comparison.
like sometimes I really like the way the titties are there when they're like, cream covered and like they
Uh,
look really good, but then trying to find those
where's
same
that?
ones is
How do
very
I
difficult.
put the get a live son thing?
You
Where
you
is
you
that?
go to video on the side and it's yeah, is it video? Yeah, it should be video.
I don't see anything here.
I don't see it either.
It vanished.
Conspiracy theory. And go. Okay.
Where did it go? Did
Oh, now
somebody delete it?
I have Mary on the cross song stuck in my head now. Mariana, Mary on the cross.
It's okay, I can do it again.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's not even there.
It's gone.
This should be it.
Get a life, kid.
It's under video, and it's right there next to the outro.
What was that scream?
Cat, why did you feel the need to scream?
I just felt like I needed to.
I think it's the realization that he spent almost 2.5 hours of his life so far today involved in this,
Probably.
Highly likely.
and that there just might not be enough marijuana in the world for him to cope.
Oh, I
Think
still
about
have
this.
more. I've just been steadily smoking.
I just came home from a work shift. I could have just gone to bed.
Do you think Goku was an absent father? This is a conversation we had earlier.
Oh,
Who's the most influential male in Gohan's life?
definitely.
Definitely Piccolo.
Definitely.
Yeah, so hear this, right? We talk about Piccolo being the black man that stepped up when the white man didn't raise his kid, and the only black man on the show got offended.
I mean, if I mean, listen. If you were a father and you died twice, you're not a deadbeat. You're dead. You're not. How can you be?
That
a
is
deadbeat when you're
literally
dead?
in the word.
No, you're not a neglectful father. You're a dead father. You're not there. Your
This
child.
man wasn't a deadbeat. He was beat to death.
Thank you.
But even when he wasn't dead, let's face it, he was far
time
from an attentive father.
And even when he was
I'm all
dead,
the
he
way
was
out.
on King Kai's planet, and he could have talked to them through King Kai's weird technical ability shit, but he never did.
No,
No.
time out.
Not once.
He was
This
too busy
man,
eating and training.
he died twice, sacrificing himself for his planet twice. Excuse.
So
I mean, Namek was already, not Namek, the Bajio was already destroyed.
he was eating chips at one point.
He was snoring just a moment ago.
I just a random thing just popped into my head about Dragon Ball. Gohan was a newborn, and Chi was taking care of him, and Goku's like looking at him, and I was like, why is it so it like he didn't say he said it, why is it
And
so
also, he didn't
small?
say that
Like,
he's
and it's like because it's a baby,
smartest
he's a
tool
baby,
instead.
I mean,
He's
and
progressive. He was letting Gohan choose his own
I think it's
pronouns.
also I think it's also a interesting thing to point out. He's kind of a fucking alien.
I mean, so was Gohan's real dad, Piccolo.
Yeah, but he's also an alien with brain damage.
That's yes. He was dropped on his head as a child.
yeah, he fell off. He was fighting like he didn't want to be tame in the little basket, and fell off a cliff straight to a rock.
I
And then
just
he
want
was
to point out.
He's
good.
brain damage.
I just want to point out how proud are you of our son, knowing the number of times he's dropped himself on his head, but he's still smarter than Goku.
He knows his colors. With her stupid daughter.
Dumb
What?
daughter.
No, dumb daughter. What? She's dumb.
two.
She doesn't even know her colors. She's two. That's gonna be my favorite thing for a while.
That, or is it going to be?
Look at
Get a life, kid.
this face.
Because like you laughed about the Get a Life kid for probably the whole rest of the show after that.
And then Ali just great, thanks, and walking away, all like his shoulders are down, and he just like
He looked like he was about to go join the Black Parade next to AB.
we'll carry
I saw
on.
that Phantom of the Black Parade comment.
We
I
carry
kind of
on.
took it as a compliment.
I kind of did too on your behalf, but I
On
thought it
your
was a funny
behalf.
overhaul.
I mean,
Well,
honestly,
it's coming from
that
Joey
sounds-
Taylor.
To me, that actually kind of sounds badass.
Phantom of the Black Parade.
It kind of does. It has
So-
a nice ring to it.
Well, I guess Prince of Panic doesn't exactly work with your current gimmick, so I guess
Not
Phantom of the
anymore.
Black Parade.
I've
Look,
been
it's just like
using that name. I'm ready to fucking leave that fucking name behind.
Oh,
Well, you
Prince of-
call
Kind of like
yourself a
Chad
pro-
Gable, no? Like they call him a nickname in one match, and the next time he was on, he was using that nickname. I don't
Shorty
know.
G.
Yeah, Shorty G. Yeah, same thing. You can do that. Somebody called him that and used it and went with it and rocked it.
Coincidentally, Joshua McClain did it first. I nicknamed once in a promo Jason Sanders, Ethan Carnage's character, as the wolf in Gentleman's Clothing.
He's
Because
still
out of all of
using it.
them, yeah, out of all of them, he was the one that was like dressed nice, like, and
Yep,
he
very
And
gentlemanlike.
And, like-
something too to say, he still uses that as a shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
and I'm the one that gave that to him.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Yeah, I used
Very.
to be like really, really good at like coming up with random monikers or nicknames for people. It was part of my shtick with TJM. Like, I had like my ways to refer to them. I just did the voice. That's
He
what
does
happened.
it at home sometimes. It's so trippy. Like, did you just? Did I?
Did you just do
You
the thing?
Yeah.
You did the thing.
Oh man, that sounds too close to I did a thing.
You did.
And TJ is not going to be able to use I did a thing the way he used to now that he knows
No.
what it means.
No.
Which, if you're unsure about that, you can check on the
still
Unplugged
sometimes
podcast.
find myself using it, and then a second later, like,
I should. No, I didn't. Coincidentally,
Not
that this
thing, a
this
different thing.
this came up in a conversation yesterday. So as I mentioned to everyone else earlier, but you weren't here at the time. After I posted episode 1 of my mental makeover podcast, uh, one of the first people to reach out to me was David Jones.
Okay.
Uh, Mentioned they listened to it and they got thinking about the good old days of the hobby, back when it was better, back when him and I were running Alpha, and go ahead and someone can let Dan Ness know that. Uh,
I mean, yeah, I've expressed. You know what? In case anybody's watching, I'll just
I mean, it's fucking Thursday, and I don't think that the next
the Rumble card is up yet. Yep. I would have had that shit up the same day as the results. I'm just saying.
no.
I mean, I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
We just want to promo for the Rumble, dog. We don't. We just want to promo for the Rumble.
But during that talk,
I'm just glad I'm just out of IW.
So promo for the Rumble then. You don't need a number.
Just start promoting whatever. It's like we don't need a card. We'll just make our own Rumble. It's like one time me and fucking Boudreaux were going off in like comments saying, if the card isn't posted by this time, we're just gonna book our own show on a random island.
I saw that one.
And the losers have to pay the bar tab.
I saw that one.
Yeah. Of course, they posted the card before the deadline that we gave, so no island.
No fun.
But I mean, he was talking about how he says the hobby today is too OC. People reaching out to people's families. I'm like, do you forget the way it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago? I'm like, we just talked to you. He's like, well, yeah, just it's more, seems like more like OC, like people just trying to hurt people. I'm like, you remember Black Easter?
Oh, I don't want to.
I'm like, how about when the ATM guys convinced Rockstar, so much there, to send the voice clip of "Okay, I'll eat your asshole" so they'll let him in, or when they convinced him to send pictures of his dick and his wife's tits, and then oh my god, and then reached out to his parents and had his phone taken away so he couldn't promo anymore. Like, that was the ATM guys responsible for all of that. Or how about the time that Howie and Matt Minnick reached out to Dylan Belcher's mom because of the cancer faking thing. And then the joke with Howie and Triple M afterwards became that they were going to turn his mom into a Chinese finger cuffs. Let's see. Like, people reaching out to people's families has been a thing in this game for a very long time. Stephen Barron reaching out to Grant's workplace and getting him fired. That was in these days that I'm like, so I mean, is it really that? Though I did comment that some of that young, it's the same thing with, it's funny, it works too, and this is not to knock David in any way, but he's an Attitude Era fan. Like, that tells you everything. Like, Attitude Era fans look at it with those rose-tinted sunglasses. Like, oh yeah, they forget that.
It was so good.
Yeah, they forget that for all those good things, those 3, 4, 5 good things, for every one of them, there was 6 stupid things. Like fucking Mae Young giving birth to a hand baby. Like fucking Gold Dust in his lime green BDSM gear, followed by the He's Coming, followed by Beaver Cleavage. Like, there was some stupid bullshit going the same time these oh my god things were going for these people.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't all. No, they threw a bunch of shit at the wall, and just so happened some of the shit was good enough to stick. Or as Vince would say, that's some good shit. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, we were talking about that, and he mentioned not the Attitude Era, but the difference in the time frame. And I'm like, one of the issues that I think makes the game feel so different these days is it's like that newer crop of talent, if you will, doesn't have that same hunger and feel that like you saw coming up, say 6-7 years ago. It just doesn't. Too many of them see the cool cool shit that people do. There are too many people these days trying to be Tony Hayes than trying to be TJ Blair. Like, ooh, I can throw these really cool effects here and be awesome. Everything people have apparently accused you of is probably the biggest issue with people now.
You know what's crazy? I feel like like for example, at this point, I don't even have an intro or an outro, but I feel like everyone has like intro music and or outro music in a
I
promo.
just want to
Like,
point out Joshua McClain did it first. Um,
Of course you do.
I had that Twisted Note track from Kill Bill. You guys probably know it. It's the whistling with the discordant in the background. Yeah, that was my old intro uh, for TJM. It was fitting. I mean, obviously a character that's not psychologically all there. Um, this is when people were just filming their shit and posting it. And most of them were still doing it this way with their cell phones. Here I am using an actual camera, pulling out the actual memory card after everyone, loading it up into the computer, taking it into professional grade editing software, editing these videos and posting them. Which is why Anton Garcia was totally wrong when he said Legion was the first one doing this shit. Legion came in after I was doing this shit. I'm just saying. Um, Anton Garcia deserves to give me the credit I deserve because I did it first in every regard. Okay, we had the black guy here telling the white guy that how awesome he is. That's how you know that I'm right in this. Um, see, but yeah, no, that was the conversation there, and I think he I think that's the issue. He thinks it's the OC aspect, but again, let's face it, that's been an aspect of this game since before it was on Facebook. For
Yeah.
yeah,
anyone that followed it beforehand, like
and
The
I
problem is
honestly, I
there's
feel
so
like
many people who want to try to blur the line that it's
exactly.
like
but there was
The
just as many
problem
back
is that
then.
people continue to play EFID. EFID is a shithole.
All I stayed was on EFES and when I met my friends I have today, including my boyfriend. So
I mean, I met my wife in
EFID
EFED.
attracts the worst of people.
I did meet my wife in EFED. And I lost an ex-wife through EFED. So I mean, I think it worked out nicely for me. EFED's been pretty good to me.
It's not EFED the itself. It's like there is a lot of like toxic people in EFED. So
There
to
is.
be fair,
And I want
us
to call
go
one of
ahead.
them out real quick, actually.
Hold on, let him finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll call him out afterwards.
Oh no, I was just gonna say those. I mean, we're wrestling fans. We're pretty
Toxic, yeah.
no, we're pretty secluded from society. I mean, we're kind of like the offshoot of society
We're the
already.
gremlins, except for instead of feeding us after midnight, don't let us out in the sunlight.
And so
No.
so yeah, you can't let the bad apples in there because there's gonna be plenty of them. Because we're weird.
So on the call out, a friend of some of you here, uh, I don't recall seeing Foxifer there ever actually interact with Mariah in any EFED. But I saw a comment from his about someone was talking about things, and one of the tie-ins he made to of the insult was Mariah's gaping asshole. Mariah Taylor.
I
yeah.
am a little.
no, Mariah Carey.
Mariah's
Your twin
gaping
sister.
asshole.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
I'm like,
kidding.
I get it. Everyone likes to refer to her as the E-Fed whore, but to be fair, there's plenty of people who deserve that more. Some of them just got married. We're not going to name names. Some of them just got divorced and
Who just
married.
got married? Say names!
I like this person, so I'm not going to make fun of them.
Just fuck it. You're people who know already know. You just
Well,
but
you're
most
just
people
gatekeeping
don't
a
know.
joke.
Most people don't know. That's the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
we
Okay.
we
Fair enough.
not anymore because I got out a really long time ago. But when I was in the business, I
What
knew
business?
the business of IFAD, whatever.
The
The
game, the game,
business.
the game.
I knew so much I could have ruined so many relationships by the info that I had with
How
just
many dick
one.
pics did you get sent?
Way too many.
Um, I just there's one that like, and it's the
Chris
wording.
Sandifer.
The wording is gonna be.
Who?
Chris Sandifer. I
Oh,
imagine
no,
this is going to be the one.
Never mind.
Was it like
Never mind.
B?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just not gonna say anything.
Fair enough.
But
I
yeah,
assume that's the one you were going to get to.
You shouldn't just send people dick pics. By the way, people don't fucking do that.
I want to say this with as a woman that likes to own up to her shit. I was very flirty, but not to the point for you to send me a dick pic. It does makes any sense.
No, it makes a
My
lot of sense.
my
There's a lot
my
of
Yeah.
my
there's a lot
personality
of levels in between flirting
my
and
I
nudity.
want to
personality
see your dick. Yeah, no. The
my
difference.
personality, I'm like, well, you guys seen me, Kiwi. I think you're beautiful. I think
Yeah, yeah.
Jeremiah is a
You've
very
called me beautiful a couple of times in the show, so later tonight I'm gonna go fucking get hard and send you a picture of
you
my
know.
dick.
I
No,
think
no.
AAB is it's a the fact that he's like six something. Like you're six. What 6'2"? I'm like, hey, no, I'm kidding. So you know what I mean? Like I do shit like that. Is so, I mean, my husband mentioned Sanders. He will make he will cut a promo. I will watch it and I will like, oh my god, that is so hot. Like, and I don't want to defend the people that I got pictures from, but at the same time, it could have been a misunderstanding. Like, is she really? Does she want it? I'm ascended. Maybe this is what she wants. So
That's
again,
no.
it could be like, and maybe it's just me. I think there's always two sides of the coin, and unfortunately because of life I've always there's a reason why like Jeremiah. I was like, is there a reason why you're asking this? Because and I know it was playful, but that's always me because I've always seen both sides of the coin. And if I'm only being shown one side, then what's on the other side? So the way I want to I'm saying this is that maybe I did do something that translated into
Probably
something.
didn't.
And like, again, not defending them, not shaming me, not making me a victim, nor but I am very aware of what could have happened that it led to that. So that's but yes, babe, that's super because like that's the one that got. And I know the wording sounds kind of sound weird, but that one's kind of like in my like burning my brain because the picture got sent with a wedding ring on. That was like, oh, at least take it off, like pretend. You know what I mean? That's the one that it bothered me the most because it got sent with a wedding ring on.
no.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Yep.
yeah.
people are pervy, man. Some people are like, oh, that's
That's
like turns them on. That's like somebody who's taken or whatever. So like people are like that. Yeah.
Yes, coincidentally, that's one of the reasons for a while, even after we split, when my ex-wife would send photos to people, she'd leave the wedding ring on because they liked it.
Jesus Christ, I did
that's
not
a
know
little
that.
fucked.
Yeah.
Ugh.
People are pervy.
But yeah, no, to cover a little bit on something Jeremiah was hinting at there, babe. Unless your express terms were, "Hey, let me see that dick," then there's no reason. Not
Bro,
without clarifying first.
like
Like
dog.
that something that happened between you and I was like, "Hey, like I'm my exact. I'm not gonna just randomly send you an unsolicited dick pic."
Like
But
there
like,
has to be some type of hint that like
yeah,
damn,
I
like
essentially made her write in text that she was interested to see said before I would do so.
you can hint at these things. You can't you can like there's steps to it. You
I was like, hey, look, I'm not trying to be one of those unsolicited guys, but I happen to have this picture if you want to see it.
Right? Like,
And and
thank you.
and a deep dive into this. The first time it came up, her exact words were "not yet."
Not yet.
Oh, how wholesome you two.
Well,
I love that. Just not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe
not yet.
later.
And
I've already seen like 12 dick
I
pics
do,
today.
but I'm doing the dishes right now, so maybe later.
dude, I actually thought you were doing dishes for a moment. I was gonna put you on the center screen so I could see. You've been frozen for a while, but
I actually haven't been able to see him the whole time.
So what we're hearing on here, folks, if you didn't realize, is in the event I end up divorced again because for whatever reason, I will be a gentleman before you get to see a picture of my dick.
Why? Because you're a professional.
Yeah.
we're professionals.
That's what we do. We still
I
need to
love
record
that.
that. We still need to get a recording of that. And AB, I think for the outro, I'm gonna modify it a bit, and we're gonna get some recordings of little M just spinning around while you're making that
Yes.
noise, and then I'll put that together. Like we'll start with the Bailey's pants thing without the Bailey's pants, just like the movement, and then we'll go into little M.
Yes.
Sounds like Brooke is losing at a video game.
So we're making a shooting the shot song now?
I'm facing someone playing a deck I hate playing
Yeah.
again.
We should just go and make a fucking.
We talked about doing it like episode 6.
Can the picture for the single be that picture of me that got stuck looking like I was smoking a crack pipe?
Yes, absolutely.
I will track it down earlier in the episode, and I will screen cap it.
Please
And
do.
go.
I want a picture of that. I'm gonna make it my profile picture on Facebook.
While you're at it, maybe you should send it to your local police station.
Fuck them.
He said fuck him.
So this has been a pretty eventful show so far. We've covered dick pic etiquette. We've covered Piccolo being a better father to Gohan than Goku was.
You
We've
quoted the
covered.
Bible for a bit.
Yep, we've talked about how Jesus wants your money.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Or not so much.
We talked about how really, really wrong Jeremiah was about the people who were and weren't in the Avengers.
That was the first thing, wasn't it?
But hey. If I can think of somebody, has every superhero known the man been an Avenger? Is there anybody who hasn't been an Avenger?
Batman.
Well,
Oh,
hasn't been
thank
an
you,
Avenger.
thank you. I love you. Thank you.
actually,
No, go ahead, try it.
actually, there is a brief DC Marvel crossover where Batman and Captain America are hunting down the Red Skull, who's working
was he
with
an Avenger?
Joker. Who's working with Joker until Joker realizes Red Skull's a Nazi, and even the Joker won't deal with Nazis and fucking punches him out.
I feel like.
But yes,
what the fuck?
Batman is an honorary Avenger during this because Captain America can't get a hold of anybody else.
I'll tell you a group of superheroes that aren't in the Avengers.
Who?
The Incredibles.
Ah, fuck yeah! You can't just make Mr. Incredible an Avenger. You can't
Captain
just do that.
Underpants.
You can't just make Captain Underpants an Avenger.
You're Captain
Speaking-
Underpants.
Speaking of
Yes.
Captain Underpants, I am glad.
Ratchet
that
and Clank.
history- I am glad that history has not forgotten Captain Underpants.
Sonic.
No,
They're
Mario.
fantastic.
Sure. You know,
My kids watch the
isn't
movie
Captain
and they have the
Underpants being
book.
like banned from libraries and
No,
Harry Potter.
no. I work in a library. We still have Captain
Thank
Captain.
fuck.
Jesus.
Okay, good. That's
We
good.
do have Harry Potter
He's
books. We do have all.
Who
of
is
those.
Captain Underpants?
What?
You
Oh no,
have-
you're old. You're old. You're old. Okay, so Josh, listen.
Hey,
So-
listen. He's only 2 years older than me. Okay, so you.
Wait,
can't
how old are
call
you?
him- You can't be calling.
Are you
him old.
36?
I will be.
Fuck, you're
Are
old.
you familiar with Captain Underpants?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You know what? I can't wait to get my wrinkles and my white hair. And do you know what's the best part of that is? That I'm so close to dying by then. Like, The more wrinkles I get, the white hair, the more white hair I get. It's like, yes,
The more attractive she becomes to
how,
Latinos.
huh?
Y'all,
The more attractive you become to Latinos because your hair is not black anymore.
Like, I am
y'all weird
so
as hell. Y'all
close
deserve
to
each other.
dying. What?
What's that?
Y'all weird as hell. Y'all deserve each other.
But yeah, Captain Underpants is like, I love Harold and
Oh yes, yes.
yeah,
Josh, Captain Underpants is a children's
I
book.
like Kamar.
It was a very, very big deal when I was a kid. I'm surprised that Jen is familiar with it, but when I was a kid, they were
I
like
have
in
kids.
all the.
Oh
Ah,
yeah,
there we go.
I had a.
I have kids who were kids when you were a kid.
That math doesn't seem about right.
How old are you?
I am 29.
You're 29. So 11 years ago, you were a kid.
No, 11 years ago I wasn't reading. Yeah, 11 years ago I was not reading
But
Captain
11 years
Underpants.
ago, you were a kid.
11 years ago I was a 18-year-old. I was a
Hi,
barely, I
12
guess.
years ago, you were a kid.
12 years ago I was an underage teenager. Yes,
So you were a kid.
yes, sure.
Okay, my oldest son is 16.
Okay. And
But
you
was
still
your
aren't
son
familiar.
reading at the age of 4?
Yes,
And was he reading Captain
Novel,
Underpants?
chapter books?
yes. He just couldn't read them out loud because he has cerebral palsy.
Yo, don't let him do that to you. He tries to like throw in those like really like sad things to make us feel bad.
It is
You don't
a
have to feel
true
bad.
fact.
You don't have to
It
feel
is a
bad.
true fact. He has
I didn't say it
always been.
wasn't.
I
He's
never
always
feel
been.
bad for Josh.
I didn't
He's
say it
always
wasn't a
been
fact.
No,
a very, very intelligent child.
yeah.
But speech has been something that's been difficult for him, even still
Are you
today.
familiar with South Park? Jeremiah?
I am not.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
But yes, don't try to make this man feel bad. You try to throw in those. You didn't have to. Oh yeah. Oh wait. He couldn't. He read 4 books. Well, not out loud because of such and such. You didn't have to throw in that detail. You didn't have to throw that out there. You're trying to make this man feel bad for bringing that up. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do
Well, I'm clarifying if that's what he's asking.
that. No,
Look,
nobody
books
asked you, Ryan.
comparable to Goosebumps
I love Goosebumps. I'm
at the age
30.
of 4. Was he reading books like that?
They're making some new ones.
He was reading my Star Wars books with me, which were geared for people
With
between
you.
19 and 25
With
initially.
you. So how many words out of 10 was he actually reading that you weren't prompting or helping with at all?
You are misunderstanding what I mean by reading with me. He was reading the
No,
book the same time I was
no.
reading them.
I'm nailing down your
Separate,
technicality to it. Get fucked,
separate,
Josh.
separate books. He had the same book I had.
No, but it doesn't count. Jeremiah's right. You're wrong.
He had the same book I had, and he was reading them.
Wait, okay, so like you were both sharing the same book, or he had his
No.
own copy?
He had his own copy.
Okay, then that counts.
Yeah, well, but he's
He has
trying to
his own
say
personal
he's
copy,
reading.
and he's
For the
reading
majority of
book.
the time, were you on the same pages?
I don't
fucking
know because
Or-
he and I were reading our own books.
But I think the point that my husband's trying to make is that yes, he was reading, but not Captain Underpants. As for that I use the word met. I met Captain Underpants when Darcy was in preschool because I was at book fair and she said I want to read this book and I see Captain Underpants and I'm like okay and
Oh, wait, we have the movie.
sha la
Oh yeah,
la
there was a movie, yeah.
yeah
I've never actually watched
Harold.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Shoot. George and Harold. I was trying to remember George's name. George
Yeah, I
and
couldn't remember
Harold. It's
George's name.
freaking Kevin Hart makes does
Oh, he's got a cat now.
Look at
Speaking
that
of,
pussy.
where's your neighbor's cat?
Do you know, when I came on here, I don't know if he still is because we've been here for like 3 hours, but when I came in here to do this, he was sitting on my couch underneath the heat pump.
Oh no, we didn't see it because you're frozen anytime you're not the center
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
spotlight.
yes. Oh, by the way, Jen, you don't need to sugarcoat it because Josh made a huge mistake raising his kids. You raised your kids right. You introduced them to Captain Underpants. You take pride in that.
Jeremiah, you might be right. None of my kids want to be with me, so.
Stop.
Again. Are you frozen, Josh? Okay, I was
Nope.
worried there. Now, so yes, Jen, don't say, "Oh, I met Captain Underpants." No, no, no. I took my kids to the book fair like a good parent, and my child found a great legendary book, Captain Underpants, that is truly iconic, more iconic than what did you say you were reading? Your kid was reading?
Star Wars.
Yeah, that thing. Uh,
It's more iconic than Star Wars.
You're gonna try and say that Captain Underpants is more
It depends on the person, but do you
Yo,
know
iconic,
that
this
it
is
was?
short. Turn to crap.
iconic
I
than
love
Star
Jen
Wars.
like trying to justify it. I'm full of it. I'm full of it. Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
I'm like this, so
The other
like
book series,
this is me. I'm like, no, stop, okay, like, come
the book series,
on.
the book series I taught my oldest former stepdaughter to read on. She's gonna be 19 in August.
And she's
Was
hot,
the
by
Harry
the way.
Potter books. I was teaching her to read the Harry Potter books when she was in kindergarten, and I had her teacher trying to tell me she couldn't read, despite the fact Benita would sit there reading it out loud because she could, reading the books out loud to me before bed.
Saying ain't so.
Okay, so I
She was
guess what
5 years old
teacher
reading Harry
meant
Potter.
wasn't that she couldn't read, it's that she probably had no interest in reading what they wanted her to read.
That's what I thought. The teacher told me I was full of shit in all sense and essence that I was just full of shit. I'm like, yeah, and I got heated. Yeah.
I would like if my fucking kid was reading at a higher level than the rest of them, but they said, "Oh well, they're not reading at this level, so clearly they can't read." You,
I was gonna say you can't teach, motherfucker.
it's like
I essentially said,
it's like, you're just fucking jealous. I do your job better than you.
I like that question that
They're a
is
preschool teacher. What
when
the
a
fuck do they know?
the question that when a student fails a test, did the student fail, or did the teacher fail?
yes.
I humbly feel the teacher fails.
I
Especially, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
What if you have a student like Rockstar?
The student failed because the teacher failed to show them what.
I would say I'm feeling it's like an equal share there because either could be blamed for it. The teacher failing to teach the student,
Maybe the
or
kid's just a really
student,
dumb kid.
or the student like deliberately not bothering
It
to try
sounds
and learn.
mean to say, but some kids are just dumb.
That's
You,
true.
you have a point, whereas a student can like just completely not put in any
Maybe
effort
they're
and just say, "Fuck it."
geniuses in another area. Maybe you put a motor in front of them, they pull it apart and put it back together, and no worries.
Or
But they can't
maybe
write
you
down
put
4 paragraphs.
I knew a lot of kids like that when I went to school. They wouldn't do any of the book shit, but put them in the welding
Mechanics.
classes or auto body classes, and they were straight A's.
Or they do athletic shit, maybe. Or yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they can paint really fucking good.
I fell under the lazy student category.
Same.
I did none of the homework ever,
I never did homework either.
but I passed all the tests. Like aced all the tests. I did fantastic in all like the essays and the stuff like that, but I would not do the actual regular nightly homework. I actually won my case against the teachers about that because I made the argument the idea behind homework was to make sure you learned and understood the lessons in class. And if I was acing the tests and demonstrating that I understood what we were doing, there was no need for me to do the homework. The teacher disagreed, but the principal of the school was swayed.
Well, then the teacher's opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, in my case, I never did homework. I never. But the thing is that my living situation was so. Is somebody snoring? I swear, it sounds like somebody snoring.
I think it's him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there's a whole nother next up. Holy fuck! Have they been there the whole time?
I never even noticed that.
That's amazing.
Neither did I. I thought it was him falling asleep and snoring.
Me
No,
too.
I'm awake.
I'm sorry. It was just a thing. I was
My bad.
random. My
I forgot
apologies.
there's the whole other person there sleeping.
Who keeps moving the?
Me.
Oh,
Both Jeremiah and Brooke are disappeared.
I'm still here.
ooh, conspiracy. And I'm kidding. But
Jeremiah,
my
Jeremiah, are you
Jeremiah,
taking a
what?
page out of my book? Are your image is gone?
What about it?
You're
He
gone.
knows.
Had to run and grab my whatchamacallit.
yeah,
The
exactly that.
whatchamacallit?
He's
Yeah, my
doing
The
orange
illegal
handlebar?
juice.
things off camera. Leave him alone.
I mean,
Um,
are you texting
Somebody
Brooke for
understands.
permission to send a dick pic? Because you're both like absent. Is that what happened? Are you texting
No,
Brooke for permission? Like, hey,
dog,
Brooke,
dog.
Lenore, you
I'm gonna
would you
need
like
Don't
you.
Blake.
would you like to
He
see
doesn't
my
go
my,
after
my
taking
big
men.
bro?
Taking woman. Taking men.
How how is it that this man has known me for like 3 weeks and he already knows me better than you, McLean?
Just gotta listen.
Because he feels bad for dropping the N bomb like 5 seconds before you came on air 3 weeks ago.
I
I
don't feel
don't think.
bad
I
for
don't.
it. I
Yeah,
just
that's
I mean,
it was funny.
you very clearly did because as soon as he came on, your whole face went.
no, that's false. I don't think he would have remorse for that.
I probably wouldn't have done it had I known he was about to be there, but
Well,
I
I
didn't
was in the
know he was
process
going to be there. So
of telling you that before it happened. Hey, look, he's back. So if there's a catch in
is weed
underpants,
legal in Chicago?
It most definitely is.
Oh, nice.
if there's a
Is
catch
it
in
not
under,
legal in New Zealand?
it is
No.
not.
We had a referendum for it a few years
It ain't
ago.
legal.
We lost like 49, no, 48 point something to 51 point something.
Oh shit.
I'll be back.
I ate something and I
I
forgot it.
think Rotten is gonna take off real quick.
You think rotten what?
I thought he said I'll be back. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are we gonna see the cat? Oh.
We get to see his broken wall.
It's some
I see. So is that a body? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it's 3 hours and 2 minutes in.
Gosh dang.
Yeah, and my coffee's been empty for about 2 hours.
Chop
I,
chop, Mexican
so-
lady! Earn your green card!
so I was telling
Uria's slacking.
I was telling my husband that we should do like a thing where we find a word that sounds wrong, and then you know what I mean, like some people get cringy and with the word moist, and I'm like just come up with things like that, like penetrate and pulsating.
Pulsating was the word she
Ew, what
started
the
it with.
fuck?
And I'm like, well, penetrate seems though to really get to people.
Yeah, like something like that. It was just an idea,
What
like
are you
that
doing?
it makes you like squeamish,
Pulsating's a good one.
pulsating.
That is a good one.
I listen to a lot of different podcasts that have make believe stories, and one of them, this guy is sitting in a PC cafe, and he's so into his work he doesn't realize that everything is dark and everybody's gone, but he finds himself not being able to stop typing, and then he starts realizing that his fingers are getting stuck to the keyboard, and there's a lot of like gunky stuff around him, and he's realizing that he's melting into the chair and the computer keyboard, and then he's fighting, and when he does this, his skin falls off, he's like he's peeling off, He can see bare flesh and some of his bone, and and when he's trying to get up, he's stuck to the chair, and when he turns, there's a giant spider, which when he's in shock, so he tries to
Leave it there.
no, no, when he tries to scream, it launches some of the web, and it takes out what is Amy doing? uh, um and it launches a web, and it takes out like his heart, like it goes in and takes it out. And then the person says, and I was there looking at this giant spider holding my pulsating heart. And I'm like, pulsating. Like it was what it's like whenever.
You see, and you're like, oh,
That sounds so dirty.
Yeah, like, and it's like I watch a lot of reruns of Hell's Kitchen, and he uses the word
My
moist,
penis is pulsating in this unasked for dick
or like
pic with
throbbing.
my
Like
wedding ring.
it's not like a lot of people right away think about one thing, but like, oh my, you
But
hurt your
throat? What?
throbbing.
Oh, so I heard throat.
No, I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you throb, like when
Throbbing.
throbbing. Yeah, like, so I don't
Y'all
know,
still
like
talking about
made a
these
thing out
words?
of that. And with that, gentleman and lady, is she still there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah,
It's
what
me
was
and you
that
for now.
noise?
Uh, I am going to let you guys go
You're
because
gonna go have your quick tie up and rage eat
I
moment before
actually
you crash out.
took it hours ago, and I fought it through the podcast, but I can
I
feel
was gonna
it.
say it's been 3 hours.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
fought it.
she took it
How
about
much did you take?
I take a
6 hours
hundred.
ago.
Yeah,
I take a
it's okay.
hundred sertraline, and I should be taking 75 quetiapine, but I'm bad at with medication. I feel like a zombie during the day. Like I feel like I'm in a daze. I feel less human. And I was telling my husband and my I refer to my psychiatrist, my drug dealer. I was telling my husband that I feel like I'm not me when I'm taking the full dose of both medications. I feel like I somebody's on the wheel, and I'm just standing behind that person. But because I get
What
feedback
the
from the
Jesus?
children, when I get feedback from the children, from my husband, that I seem happier, I seem better, more patient. I don't feel it. I feel trapped. I feel like I'm on pause. I feel like I'm muted. And but if it seems that what my family's seeing, it's helping, it's good. So I keep taking the medication. But me myself, I feel trapped. I feel like I can't be myself. I feel like I don't know. And that's why I'm taking the 50 instead of the 75, because it gives me a whole of who I am. I wouldn't be able to be talking to you like this if I were to take my full medication, because I mean, because it's emotion. And a couple of months ago, I wouldn't be able to talk to you this way because I will be completely muted. I would just tell you, good night, guys. Thank you for your time. Bye. But because I want some control of who I am, I'm taking less of the dose. Otherwise, I will be a complete zombie. And I like me. I like the way I am. I like being random, and I like being emotional, and I can't be with my medication if I take the full doses. So anyway, I got a little extra
No, yeah,
I mean it with the bottom of my
the
heart.
only
If
zombie sword in the house is Arkin.
if I
Thank
may,
you.
that is also a great time to point out stories such as this and the effects that you can find on Mental Makeover, the new podcast from Exalted Fathers, from shooting the
Hey,
shite here.
Josh.
Me, yeah. What?
Fuck you.
You know
Get a
that seems
life,
very
kid.
that seems very hurtful, and it feels like the type of stuff I might talk about on the Mental Makeover.
Oh my god.
Uh, Available on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and all your favorite podcast places, and probably ones you've never heard of as well. Um,
But
but my wife does bring up a good point. It is 10 minutes after 3. 10 minutes past the 3 hour mark. It is 12 minutes to 3 here, which means it's probably similar to at least a couple of you. Brooke's an hour behind. And she's a
I'm
librarian,
16
so she
hours
needs her
ahead,
sleep.
bitch.
And I think Jeremiah, you're an hour behind,
Yep.
and AB is the same time as me.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got home from work, and he's here. Rotten, you're in the same time frame as us
Same
too, aren't
time.
you?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know why this whole time I thought that Rotten was you were in California. I had that in my head. I thought you were in California, but I think it's the way you talk.
Oh no,
Cause
I'm in Ohio from Virginia though.
Yeah, he's in Ohio, the armpit of the north and northeastern hemisphere.
but
He's
Jeremiah, believe me when I
he's
tell you
from
that
the
I love you.
same he's from the same
AV,
place as Mullins, Stevenson, and Rainwater.
but he's cool. He's a cool dude.
And
Okay. Well,
and and LGN King.
what about our money?
Is our money from Ohio?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Cleveland, baby.
Yeah, but
Markiplier is from
Who is
Ohio.
our money?
he's too good for
Markiplier,
that. We're better
fucking
than.
Wade and Bob are from Ohio, and I like Markiplier.
But as
Are
we
you gonna
were,
tell me to go get a life?
actually, I was gonna do something else, but that's a good idea.
Get a life, kid.
And that is how we handle that. I was gonna just kick her off.
That's
You
funny.
know,
But AB,
was
you're
there?
great. You're wonderful, and I'm starting to love you too. Brooke, I will always love you because you're a woman. Kiwi,
And by the way, I am not ignoring you. I'm just very bad at responding to messages.
hey, listen, I'm okay with that. I just want you to know that I think of whenever I send you something, else, I'm thinking of you in a non-sexual way. You want to make it sexual? Let me get divorced. And Kiwi, I really like you. For a long time, I thought you didn't like me, but if you don't like me, that's your problem.
Why would. What have you done for me to not like you?
My husband can tell you.
I have nothing against you. I like you. I
Oh
like you
no,
more than
no,
other
it's
people.
not that. I was under the impression back in my IFE days. I was under the impression they didn't like me. I don't really care.
Oh,
But
I'm harsh on every woman who does EFID because I'm a dick.
I know I'm realizing this. That's what I told my husband. Like now that know, like I hear you more, I'm like, oh, he was just being a dick. So and that was cool. But for a long time, I was under the impression you didn't care. I was like, damn, I'm sorry for being this beautiful.
And see, it's moments like that why Jeremiah points out we're perfect for one another.
And Ra'en, you have a special place in my heart too. You're a cool dude. I like your
Damn, what about
memes.
Jeremiah?
He was the first one I
She
told I
I was gonna
love
say she
him.
literally started with me.
More like, what about
Oh,
me? Like, I'm the only person she hasn't said anything nice to.
Well, babe, I can do nice things to you. So
Well, do you want to me turn this off and you can
I
come in here
mean,
and
we
do
were
nice
just
things?
saying goodbye.
This is a good point. I mean, I'm already not wearing pants. I have the thing on from the shower. I have this really cool towel. It's like a towel, but it's got this like Velcro. So like you can Velcro it the same way you would put a towel around your waist. It is so comfortable. Like the boys get some air. Like, it's awkward when I'm trying.
So this is your way around the skirt thing.
Yes, I still haven't found a skirt I like.
I wanted to get him a quilt, but those things are expensive.
Kilt.
Quilt. Quilt is a blanket.
Quilt is a blanket. Yes.
Quilted fish.
Swim
What's
away.
that?
So, babe, what we need to do is you need to flirt with James Park a little and convince him to send you a kilt.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, god damn it! So getting off now doesn't matter.
Arkin just woke up.
Yeah,
Why?
the
Come here.
zombie
Oh,
forest. Right.
good. Hey, how you doing? Look at her hair. She's hot. Look at yeah. That's a profile picture right there. Your country song is "I Miss You, but I Will Let You Go."
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I just made it up. How can you hear it?
Well, you said your country song, so I assumed
Yeah,
it was
like that. Like 'cause that looks like look. That looks like a cover right there. Like, damn. Dee, 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 dee. Okay, I'm in love. Sorry, babe. I'm running away.
That's all right. Just make sure you wear the body cam.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Take care of
Copy that.
yourselves. Kick me out, babe. I don't know how to get out of this thing.
You press the big red X that says leave.
I don't wanna.
But not the one that says end stream yet, because we haven't seen little M. Here, I got you.
But he's prepared for his appearance.
Okay, good. Have him prepared. Have him ready.
Yeah.
In fact, I have the perfect way for you to get him ready. Are you ready?
Okay.
Get a life, kid.
Wait. Does everybody hate Florida with the kiwi bird?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Because there's a kiwi in fucking Miami, and they're not looking after it properly. And I hate them, and everybody needs to be made aware. And we all need to hate Florida. Fuck Florida. Fuck the people
that
have that
know
kiwi.
What a kiwi bird is.
It's a fucking bird. A kiwi.
Well,
the national symbol of New Zealand. The thing that you call me you literally call me kiwi.
What they got to do with Florida?
But that doesn't mean I know what it is.
It's in Florida. That's where the bird is.
So why is it associated with?
Shouldn't be in fucking Florida. That's our national bird. It only lives here.
So I guess it'd be like
So
if
they
a bald
smuggled-
eagle was
out of
being
Florida.
mistreated in New
Smuggled the
Zealand.
kiwi from New
It
Zealand.
definitely shouldn't be in Florida. It's a nocturnal bird. They put it under fucking fluorescent lights. Kill yourself, please, you pricks. They let people handle it to pay to handle it, but only 4 times a week. Don't go fuck off. It likes to live alone in the dark on the forest floor. You fucking pigs. Hang yourselves and give us back our bird, please.
Oh, okay. They stealing birds?
They
I don't know how they got it. No, I haven't looked that far into it. I just thought they had it and they're not looking after it properly, and I hate them.
Okay, then everybody in this.
They straight up poached and smuggled a fucking kiwi bird from New Zealand to Florida.
Did they?
I mean, how else would it fucking? Did it fly there?
They're flightless. They don't fly.
It was clearly stolen. Someone, I mean, either that or it just happened to dilly-dally its way onto the boat.
They have it
just stuck into
and
the
they're
carry-on luggage.
looking
and
after it wrong, and I
all of a
want
sudden
them to
this
not.
guy's like, "Oh, hey, look at this little bird. Let's fuck with it."
Oh, well, they didn't actually take it. It was born in America.
What?
It
So
was
that
born
means- okay,
in a zoo in Miami. It was hatched in a zoo in Miami.
That means they stole an egg.
Hate all of that.
Oh, it hatched
That
in
means
America.
they
Where they get the
stole
egg
a
from?
fucking
And
egg.
they got it from New Zealand ambassador Rosemary Banks.
Of course they got it from us. We're the only people that have them. Well, apparently now you pricks do too. Fuck
He just
Miami.
told you. He
Didn't
told you
you
it
like
came from New
him
Zealand.
like the
Yeah,
ambassador?
yes, but an
had-
ambassador
I
gave
was,
it
I
to the
was gonna
zoo.
give them fucking
How much?
credit. They, hey, they just
How much?
pulled off fucking
What they threatened him
great
with? What they blackmail him with?
fucking
What he giving away?
important bird
Precious,
egg.
rare, bird eggs for?
Well, the ambassador got honored at an official ceremony.
Sound like robbery to me.
So it sounds like this person. They go, "Hey, look, we're New Zealand. Love us. We love our
Well,
actors.
fuck that
Pick
ambassador
our
as
bird."
well.
Would you like her name again?
What was the name?
Rosemary Banks.
Rosemary Banks. I've never heard of her.
New Zealand ambassador. Attended by former New Zealand ambassador.
Well,
Oh, okay.
what was her name? Rosemary Banks? Fuck
Yep,
you,
Rosemary
Rosemary Banks.
Okay, DOC to raise concerns with the U.S. Zoo over treatment of kiwi. Hmm.
We're gonna just wait for the last half hour. This probably the ending of the show. Just focusing on this Kiwi news.
There's an interesting thought process here that I have to argue against just a little bit. The change.org petition starts with we may not be able to bring Peora home, but we do have to get him the care he deserves. I would argue that technically New Zealand is not his home.
Because he wasn't born here. He was born in America.
So, like, Florida is technically his home. Not saying he belongs in Florida, but Florida would be his home. That's the only semantic part of it that I would argue at is that, you know. So, yeah.
Well, we are Africa and we want our slaves back. Give them.
Which is funny because they're the ones that gave them away to begin with.
That was the joke I was making. Thanks, Josh.
Well, I can never be sure with you, so.
Fair enough.
Well, they weren't necessarily the ones they gave away. They were all of them, but a large portion was from the same issue that all of mankind has, and that's warring. Always seems to be the innocent that gets screwed. But anyway, you got that little mask fucker ready?
Yeah, no, we can end now. I just wanted to say fuck Miami.
Though, like, damn.
Bailey's pants. Bailey's
Those some
pants.
powerful
Bailey's
pants.
pants. Bailey's pants.
Those are more than
Be
just powerful pants.
Bailey's pants. Of all pants to be seen because they're pants. 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 And Jen can't stop looking and AB can't stop singing. And well, I guess now I can't either. So let's take a moment and enjoy the things in life worth living for, like Bailey's pants.